And guess what I heard that when I was back home?
Devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand on the trigger. The devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand. Call
Bring, 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 bang, bang.
devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand on the trigger. The devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand. Call
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is your boy, DLD After Dark, and we have a very exciting show for you this evening. You know, a lot of you guys had been party to the conversations we had about shadow systems. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Dark, shadow systems, a lot of us are Glock guys here. Shadow systems, those are like the Beamer, Benz, or Bentley of Glock style pistols, right? Well, we're going to talk about that tonight and some more things. So hang tight. Let's go ahead and do for people here that don't know how we do things. What we do is every single person in here, every channel member, which, by the way, if you don't know, starting this past week, we are going to start doing at least one 911 Namakila. I almost can't say one or 911 without directly going to that song. Anyway, for the people here that don't know, uh, if you are a channel member, be prepared because we're going to be doing at least one live stream each week. Yeah, it's going to be gangster. So let's go ahead and get started. So for those of you that don't know how we get things started here is we greet every single channel member that we got. We're going to have a really exciting conversation and we're going to jump in. And for those of you out there, I've talked about some of the Alfa Romeos in my collection. And that is one particular Alfa Romeo that I don't think I've ever had on camera. So if you know what it is, then shout out. If not, I will be breaking it down this evening and letting y'all know why that replay is so special. So let's go ahead and get started by first greeting all of our channel members and especially the first person that was in here. Now we all know that Kurt was really first because he was just chilling in here. And the moment that Blue Curtain Burner took first, it was like bloop, congrats on first. We know you were ready. We know that was chilling in the chat box and you were just waiting to hit it right away. But I appreciate you and I admire you and I admire the commitment, Kurt. You're so fast, so fast. But Blue Curtain Burner was first. My man, congratulations on being first. Who also is a channel member. I appreciate you. And instead of doing like the cheesy high five like that, let's just fist bump. All right. So Blue Curtain Burner, put that fist up, put it right up to your camera. Okay. Blue Curtain. Okay, I'll wait. Hold on. There we go. Okay, Blue Curtain Burner, you ready? Give me one. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for being here. All right, Blue Curtain Burner, who is also a channel member. Appreciate you. Kurt 24, of course, who was second and first. Congratulations. Also a channel member. I appreciate you. Key ASC, this is for you, my guy. I wouldn't be able to open the topo if it wasn't for you. Oh, yo, what? What are the odds of that? Bro, I just dropped a goon beam from the top of my desk, and this thing turned on, and it was like flipping like this. By the way, if you ever find yourself in a situation where you're in a little CQB situation, if you take a flashlight, turn it on, and throw it in the opposite direction, it may just buy you a split second to be able to body a mofo. Shout out to Dust. Me and him had that conversation. Anyway, so if it wasn't for Key ASC, who is an incredible channel member, I appreciate you. He got me this little guy, which if you know, then you know. I got the oh snap! Why is everything failing me tonight? I think I have too many knives in the knife box because it keeps falling off the racks. Anyway, so I have this bad boy right here, this Cobra Tech. This is their jumbo. This thing is fire. And I love this. And look, I don't know, KAC, I don't know if you knew that I had that already, if you did this to match, or if you just happened to get it because it's glowy blue. But he got me the OTF bottle opener specifically for the topos. I appreciate you, bro. Because, you know, we don't drink booze around here. I mean, every now and then I'll have every now and then I'll have a nice scotch, little Macallan 12 year, excuse me, 15 year if I'm feeling fancy. There we go. Let's go ahead and get it in. Shout out to KAC. Thank you, my guy. This is the coolest bottle opener, and it will freak out everyone that you're with. Key ASC, also a channel member. I appreciate you. Let's see, Key ASC, Blue Curtain Burner. Kurt 24. We got Kurt 24 in the building, yo. Fire Rodder, what's up, my guy? Great to see you. Also a channel member. You know it. We got Taco Syndicate in the building. Also a channel member. Zanti. Great to see you, Zanti Misfit. Also a channel member who says 911 Armadillo. Live Life. What's up, brother? Live Life. Also a channel member. Alabama in the house. Alabama back in the house. Still praying for John Crump. Thank you. To have a speedy recovery in the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you. And the people said, amen. Thank you. Let's see, Taco Syndicate, and I'll fill you guys in if you guys didn't see the live stream as well that Rich and I did on Crump's channel. Let's see, Taco Syndicate, Zanti Misfit, Agorizer, Drew, my guy. Yo, Drew, you've been the man. You've been super, super supportive and helpful, and I appreciate you so much. Always. Great channel member. I appreciate you, my guy. We got Tang Tang. What's up, Tang Tang? How you doing, girl? We got Princess Kicking Butt in the building. Great to see you as well. One of my third favorite channel member. Am I allowed to do that? I'm just kidding. No, but I appreciate you, Ting Ting. It's great to see you in the live stream. Let's see, Taco Syndicate, not my name. What's up, fam? Sub Dark and Glow Friends. You know it about right now with, oh man, why we only got 36 people in here? What's going on? Anyway, at 36 people, usually that means we have about 3.6 federal agents in here. So we'll see how it goes tonight, but appreciate you. See, Kurt 24, we got Agorizer, my man. Great to see you. Also with Chinamemba. We got more Beta Prince. What's up, brother? Great to see you. Also with Chinamemba. Let's see. Drew, Kurt 22, more Beta Poo, Agorizer. Hey! Fwah, 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 fwah. Key ASC gifted 5 DLD After Dark Chana member ships. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. I'll have to pull up my chat here to see who received the let's see. You can get to 1,000 soon. Oh yeah, if you're trying to get to 1,000, I got you, man. We'll do it together. We will glow together. I mean, grow together, and we'll get you there, fam. Bro, if you don't drink that topo is fire, straight fire. Well, actually, it's literally the exact opposite of fire, but you know what I'm saying. It's great. Good drinking. Kurt 24, Agorizer, too many choices. Bam, gift bomb. Appreciate you, my guy. Live life. Member for 12 months. You have committed to me for a year, and for that, I am grateful. Thank you. 1 year and 3 days on this account. Dang. Bro, thank you, man. Couldn't do it without y'all, for real. I don't know if you guys know. Honestly, what I should do is I should screen share going through every single stream and video that I've posted and show you guys what it looks like from my end on the YouTube studio side because they interestingly enough, as soon as I started talking about committing your life to Jesus and living a healthy life, that's when I started getting demons for every single one of the video. It's terrible. But you know what? I'll do it all day. Don't need it. Don't want it. I don't want your stupid money. But really, I know a lot of you guys know this out here, but monetization isn't about the financial gain of what 17 cents of ad revenue will do for you. It is the placement of your video amongst, others and showing it to the general public. Otherwise, your ish is just hidden. So, let's see. Not my name. Too many choices. Zanti, Drew. Hey, Howard J. What's up, brother? Great to see you. Also, a Chenamemba. We got Carbon Q in the building. Great to see you, young lady. Thank you for coming in. I was with Carbon Q on the Tactical Turkeys surprise live stream last night. That was dope. That was fun. It was fun and it was dope. And may I just say that Carbon Q is a dab. If you don't know what a dab is, it is a down you know what I'm saying? Carving Q goes hard. She certainly goes hard. She would take that thing off you, you know what I'm saying? And hold it. She would hold it down. You heard me. I'm just kidding. Let me stop joking around. Okay, I'm done. All right. Let's see. Kurt 24 is Anti Misfit, Carbon Q, Agorizer, Howard J. Let's see. Mike McClune the Goon. What's up, fam? Also with Chena Member. Appreciate you, my guy. We got Lightning McQueen in the building too, also with Chena Member. Mike McClune has been a channel member for a minute as well. Let's see, Kurt 24. Hey, Marconi. He also was receiver of one of these delightful channel memberships. Kurt 24, Carbon Q, Howard J, Mike McClune. I know, and for everyone in here that's never been here before, they're like, yo, why is this dude just saying all of his viewers' names? It's because that's what we do. We care about our people here. We greet them, we say hello, and we express gratitude for them spending time with us. We'll be through it soon. You'll feel tickled when your name is brought up, okay? Fluffy Bunny Arsenal, my guy. What's up? Great to see you also with Chanamemba. We got Silverback. What's up, fam? Also with Chanamemba. Appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. Let's see. Fluffy Bunny, Mike McClune, Agorizer, Princess Kicking Butt, AA Ron. What's up, fam? Also a winner, a receiver of the Chanamemba ships. Shout out to Key ASC, my guy. Dark got me hooked on that topo. Oh, you drink the topo too? There you go. You know what's up. Let's see, Princess Kicking Butt, Mike McClune, Silverback, Carbon Q. Hey, there he is. Sport Brand. What's up, brother? Also, Sport Brand, you just like lit me up today, man. He emailed me so I don't know if you all saw this, but hold up. Rocking the Tyrant Eradication Team shirt. Went to the range today. Actually was at the range like 2.5 hours ago. getting a little warm in here. Let me pull this off. Um, and that's what I got to report to y'all on. Had a very interesting time. We're going to talk about that. But anyway, Sport Brand actually sent me an email with like 10 new designs for the TET, the Tyrant Eradication Team. Now I know, look, mine is dope. Okay, mine is dope. But Sport Brand does this. This one is the one that I did. Um, and I know it's cool. It's like, Dark, you made that? Yeah, I made that from stealing images from other people, of course. How else would you do it? But Sport Brand just like whipped up a whole bunch. It was super dope. So I appreciate you, Sport Brand. You are the man, man. You are the man. I appreciate. Why did you not do it? Why did you not do it? You got to do it. You got to do it. There we go. Sport Brand. Fwah, 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 fwah. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, brother. Let's see who else we got. Fluffy Bunny, Mike McClune, The Goon, Carbon Q, Howard J. Howard J. Let's see. Drew, Sport Brand. Hey, Mentos. What's up, Mentos? Good to see you. Let's see. Also with Chena member. Silverback, Princess Kicking Butt. Hey, ADXR 920. Yo, ADXR 920. Let me ask you this, bro. While I finish greeting everybody and we'll say what's up to everyone, do me a favor. Tell me, how far have you pushed your XR920? One, is it the Elite? And two, how far have you pushed it without any cleaning or maintenance at all? So your XR920, which is essentially like it's like a Glock 19 or like a 45, right? 17 size grip, 19 size muzzle. How far have you pushed it with zero cleaning, zero maintenance? Let me know. ADXR 920, also a Chena member. I appreciate you, my guy. Let's see. TMC back in it. Too many choices. Chena member again. Can confirm. Felt tickled when I heard my name. See? Just, like I told you, listen to your boy. See, Princess Kicking Butt, Sport Brand, ADXR 920, Mike McClune, and Benji's Go Boom. What's up, fam? Yo, Benji's Go Boom. Tell me this. What you know about that? What you know about that? You can't really see it too well. I mean, in person, you can see it. I mean, it's fire. I just don't know what a M5 is. Maybe that's the BMW. Maybe that's the Beamer. You know what I'm saying? uh, Sport Brand, Kurt 24, Drew, Benchies, Carbon. Hey, Black Diamond Guns of Gear. Yo, Black Diamond Guns of Gear hit over 100,000 views on that. Well, not his last video now, but a few videos ago. Killing it, Black Diamond Guns of Gear. You were doing an excellent job. And if you want to jump in tonight, you're more than welcome to, my guy. I appreciate you. Let's see, and if you haven't subscribed, go subscribe to Black Diamond Guns and Gear. He's got some really exciting things coming out that are actually out like now, and I love everything he's doing, everything he stands for, and he is also a messenger of Jesus Christ. And because we want to save all of y'all's eternal souls, we keep rocking that ish. So okay, so let's go through and give all of our honorable mentions. We got Damian Christ in the building. What's up, my brother in Christ? Great to see you. We got Rip Dango. What's up, fam? Signing in. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, my guy. Of course, like I mentioned, we got Black Diamond Guns again in the building. We got John Doe. What's up, John Doe? Great to see you. Red Dawn Readiness. We were in the live stream too together over there. Big Easy. What's up, fam? Big Easy. Great to see you. We also got, let's see, Red Dawn, Damian Christ. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody here. Let's see, Red Dawn. See, this is what happens when I leave y'all in here for too long. Marconi, who became a Chena member by that gracious KASC delivery there. Appreciate that. And I may have missed somebody else here. Ooh, General Electronics. Appreciate you coming and hanging out. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you. Thank you. And if I miss somebody else, let's see. I need help with my bridge frame. Any tips with getting it out? I was thinking a wood burning tool. So, well, if you're in Freedom Crew University, definitely watch the video. You'll sit there and be like, oh, don't burn it. Don't Dremel it. Don't burn it. Don't Dremel it. It seems like it is the easiest thing to do. Please do not. You would be better off using a like a chisel X-Acto knife, kind of style and working your way through the material very slowly. Hand tools. Use hand tools to remove material. Dremels are only for finishing work. Trust me, it will take a while. It is a biatch, but you will be so grateful. Dremels, a lot of times when people use Dremels to remove material, I know somebody's going to jump in and be like, well, Dark, that's what I did. That's how I remove my tabs. That's how I remove my chain. You can. I'm just saying that is the easiest way to make errors. One, two, the temperature that you achieve when using a Dremel to remove material is extremely high. And guess what happens? You compromise the structural integrity of the frame. Promise you, even if you don't see an issue right now, you will see an issue later on. Or unless you're a certified Dremel smith. I'm just kidding. There's no such thing. But just, hand tools are where it's at. Okay. Once you remove is because it is really tough with the housing area when let's see, I have a trigger housing chilling here somewhere. Where is it? Okay. So that shape in the back there, you have to remove that material on that kind of crescent shape, and it is extremely difficult. So try to remove as much as you can and realize that it is going to be quite a bit of work. Okay. Uh, it's going to piss you off to the point where you want to grab a Dremel. Please do not use hand tools and small like razor blade X-Acto knives, strong ones. Don't go after like the flimsy ones like these. Won't work. They will not do anything. But the super durable ones that you can get from some of the hardware stores, that's going to be where it's at. Burning it will not help. After you get through the majority of it, go through with hand files, clean it up. You can maybe use a polishing tool afterwards to kind of clean up the surface and kind of flatten it out a little bit. But I would try to use take a popsicle stick with some sandpaper on it and like some high grit and just do your best to clean it up. But come over to Freedom Crew University if you haven't already, man. You'll love it and you'll get what you need. My bad. Every now and then I need to take a drink and I need some nicotine. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's see what your name. What's up, fam? Good to see you. But my Dremel will get mad if I don't use it. I know mine too. Mine literally fell under my trash can right here. It's so upset at me right now. Makes errors faster. Yes, and you can remove so because you can remove so much more material so much more quickly, you can also accidentally remove so much more material so much more quickly. Let's see. Nope. Measure twice, cut once. There you go. Never enough. There is never enough lube. This is true in many areas of life. Okay. Oh, thanks, princess. Let's see. Hang on. I'm trying to see facts. I'm trying to see where Mike McClune, did you give an answer? Oh, thanks, Kurt. I appreciate you, my guy. Mike McClune, did you give an answer on how far you have pushed your XR920? Because I kind of had a fascinating thing happen this evening, which is kind of what we're going to do to start the conversation. If you did respond, and I'm going through, I may have missed it. JC9, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Take your time to get that PP to shine. That's an effective rhyme. You didn't need to throw PP in there, but yeah, you can do that. What is this measuring thing you speak of? I know. Measure 4 times, cut 5. Okay, so a couple things. I told you guys when I got the Geisley Super Duty, and when I received when I now okay for people coming in that don't know DLD and don't know DLD After Dark. Um, a lot of YouTubers get things sent to them by companies. I don't. Now I do from time to time. Like I shout out to all the companies like Goonbeam, so solid. Gideon Optics, PR Triggers, so solid. They do. I don't mean to make this seem the wrong way because I'm grateful for everything and every opportunity that any company has ever given me. Like, bro, y'all know where am I going to go next? Where am I going to go next? What other company has sent me stuff? Tack Knives has been incredible. Love them, love their products. And all of these companies, if you go on my link in the description, You can get discounts on everything we just mentioned: AR takedown tool, um, tack knives, Goom Beam, PR triggers, JSD, like all of that stuff. And there's discount codes and links for all that stuff. So that way you save money and also you support the channel too, right? But what I'm about to say, so check this out. When I'm saying I got a Geisley Super Duty and I got a Shadow Systems XR920C, the combat. I purchased those things with my own doll hairs. Okay, I went out and purchased them. So I don't want you guys to think like, oh wow, what a whiny YouTuber. His free guns are, but no, I'm talking about my firearms that I purchased with my own monies. Okay, so I wanted an XR920C. Black Friday came, and the $1,000 handgun was on sale for 499. So I jumped on it. Okay, who wouldn't jump on it? Okay, I look F in the chat for my checking account. Okay, sorry, but 499 for $1,000 handgun. You know, you're telling me that a Glock clone is the price of a Glock? Oh my god, I'm gonna jump on it, right? But yes, Crumpy, get well soon, my guy. Man, he got sick. He came back from SHOT Show with a SHOT Show crud with whatever that stuff is. And then while he was recovering, he got pneumonia. Then he went to the or to the ER hospital doctor, I guess, and then they gave him antibiotics because they said, "Hey, homie, you got pneumonia." He went home and then he started taking antibiotics, and like a few days later, he was way worse. His O2 levels were dropping like crazy. So he went back to the ER tonight, and it looks like things are okay. But they basically said he needs rest and he needs to continue on the course of the antibiotics. Bro, monitor yourself very closely, and if you don't feel well, hit me up, Crump. If you need anything, I'm only like a half an hour away from you, so holler at me. I am more than happy to help you with anything that you need. If you need food, if you need somebody to watch the kids, I'll call some other person for childcare because I'm not going to do it. Anything you need, seriously, hit me up. Um, okay, so getting back to it, but no, seriously, Crump, I got you for real. Anything you need. Yes, they do have that and some more stuff too. Um, okay, so getting back to it. Z, where you been at, homie? Great to see you. Also with channel member. Appreciate you. Okay, so I purchased this Shadow Systems XR920C. Now, this is like my 40th Glock, literally. And no, I don't sell them. All right. And if you can't tell from the background here, I got a little collection. Um, Mostly a certain type of frame, a particular type of frame with no numbers on it. So I got it and I was like, you know what? Being that I have this new 40 millimeter green Geisley Super Duty, it is gorgeous. It is incredible. The quality is out of this world. But the most impressive thing about the Geisley Super Duty is longevity, right? Same thing with Shadow Systems. Shadow Systems has been praised as if it were the Beamer, Benz, or Bentley of the Glock clone world. Okay. Now, they've done a lot of very creative things. Okay. When you look at Shadow Systems, the way that they've changed their mounting system and the way that they have changed the plunger in the back. I wish I could just take it out of my waistband and show you guys. But they've changed the internals. They've changed the striker to have a secondary return spring. They've done some things to improve the platform and to make a better mounting system. I also like the MOS on factory OEM Glocks, but this is dope too. I mean, the screws that you put in there like are down to the bottom of the slide. They're incredible. Love it. I have never had even a 32nd of an inch of the screws back out at all. And the way that you do that to even tell is you put little bits of whatchamacallit on it to know, when your ish is backing out. Hey, Pepper Book Club, Chanamemba, what's up, brother? Okay, so here's the deal. Getting both of those, I said, you know what? Both of these are higher quality firearms. So here's what my plan is. What I would like to do is so you guys don't have to go spend money to do something. So you guys don't have to spend money on 5, 7, 10,000 rounds so you guys can make better decisions when you're purchasing something. I said, I'm going to do this. Okay. I'm sorry, not, I'm tripping. I was saying, where's Mike McLuhan's response? I was talking about ADXR 920. I don't know why I was confusing them. My apologies, y'all. So, to better inform you guys and to kind of keep you guys abreast of the situation at hand, I was like, I'm going to push both of these guns to failure. I am going to, without cleaning them. So when I got both of them in, I didn't clean them. I had no cleaning, no maintenance at all. And I'm going to shoot both of them until they stop working. Okay. Initially, I was, and just for clarity, that means no cleaning, no maintenance, no nothing at all. And to make it even more interesting, the Shadow Systems XR920C, I am Goonbeam, LOL, breast, abreast. Shout out to Goonbeam, by the way. If you don't, bro, if you don't have akimbo Goonbeams, what are you doing with your life? Yeah. Sorry, I just knocked my headphones down. And of course, there's a link and a code in the description as well. Anyway, sorry, getting back to it. Here's the deal. I said these are both really high quality firearms, so I want to see how far I can push them with zero cleaning, zero maintenance, and see when they fail. Kind of document when they fail. Okay. So Shadow Systems, the XR920C has a 200 round recommended break-in period. So I said, okay, the first thing I'm going to do, because I didn't get to the range right away. We're talking about Black Friday is when I purchased it, and then like a week later, a few days later, a week later, whatever, a business week later, I did paperwork on the gun, and then purchased it, and then couldn't get to the range right away. So I've taken it to the range like 4 times. Now, the first time I put 200 rounds through it because that is the recommended break-in period. Now, a lot of people say, "Well, dude, Glocks don't need break-in period." First off, it's not a Glock. It is slightly different. They're built with slightly differing tolerances, and it's just different. DB, what's up, fam? Great to see you. Rusty Trombone Shackelford, what's up, brother? Good to see you. VK, what's popping? Great to see you. All you guys, great to see you. I wanted to see how far I could push it, and if I nuke the gun when doing this, then hey, you know what? It may just all literally go down in flames and get jacked up, blow up, whatever. But Shadow Systems are slightly different, and even when you're talking about a Shadow Systems gun, an OEM Glock, a Polymer 80, a 3D printed Glock, whatever it is, when you're taking these parts and putting them together, either a newly manufactured gun, a home built gun, these parts are brand new. Think of it like this: they're just like people. They've just met. Jiminy crickets. They've just met and they have just begun a relationship. So they need to spend some time together, right? And get a little close, like, you know what I'm saying? To to kind of marry, right? There's an introduction, a relationship, and then a marriage. Okay. And through the process of building, this is generally when you find out that some parts should be changed, some parts are bogus. You also find out that some companies like Zafiri Precision, ADP Builder, Rainier Arms, and others give their clients' information to the police. Moving on, you'll find out what parts need to be changed, right? And through that marriage, you'll see the gun start to run a little bit smoother, start to kind of loosen up, and you'll see the trigger start to polish itself out. Because generally speaking, you're talking about steel on steel, and it's it's rubbing and it's polishing itself out. And springs also need a little bit of love too. So all that motion and commotion is going to break the gun in. Okay. So my first trip, 200 rounds, flawless, zero malfunctions, not a problem at all. Now, this is high quality American made ammo for the most part, and I'll get to that in a moment. 200 rounds, flawless. Okay. I also was putting like Blazer and PMC through it too, which is definitely not American ammo, but I was putting Federal through it. I was putting, a bunch of decent quality ammo. And I said, okay, my goal would be to do this. I want to put 500 rounds through it for my break-in period, because for me to commit it to my carry rotation, I need 500 rounds through it with 0 malfunctions, and I need 100 rounds put through it of, my, selected jacketed hollow point, my carry ammo, right? So, and I said, I may put 5 or 600 rounds through it or so. We'll see. So I went to the range again, put another 150 rounds through it because we were shooting other things. I couldn't commit to shooting it the whole time. Um, Dark always gives good meme material. Yes, I do. Man Against the Masses, our resident meme artist. Great to see you. Let's see. Rip, Silverback, Flying Rich. What's up, Flying Rich? Great to see you as well. Um, can it take plus P ammo? Yes. Yes, it can. So I started putting more rounds to it. I put another 150. So that brought it to 350 rounds. Now at this point, I started carrying it. Okay. I've been carrying it every day. And I think it was good enough for me at that point with 0 malfunctions, and it ran the other ammo, the 124 grain HSTs. So I was like, hey, good stuff. I'm just going to carry it. And this was going to be my EDCC, my everyday church gun, right? Even though I don't go to church every day, but you know what I'm saying? It's a good gun. You could crack something at 100 yards if you need to, or 7 yards if you need to, like whatever. It's a great gun. And right now I'm currently running a Holosun 407 green dot on it, but I'm probably going to put this RMR on it because that RMR is literally sitting there doing nothing. And that's just too much money to waste to just sit there looking pretty. It's a tool. Let's use it, right? So at that point, I was up to 350 rounds, and I ran a couple magazines of the 124 grain HSTs. That was actually at a later trip, but anyway, 350 rounds, still running fine, 0 malfunctions. I put another 100 or so rounds through it, another range trip actually with Rich, maybe 150. And then I just went to the range tonight. Now, when I went to the range tonight, I brought some like medium grade ammo, but it was running like a champ. 124 grain NATO spec ammo running like a champ. Of course, it's brass, it's good quality. I don't buy bullshit unless it is designed for, like, okay, so AKs, they're designed to run steel. So I'll get steel for, guns that are designed to run steel. But I'm not putting dog shit through shadow systems. More so because if this gun blows up, I want to be able to say, no, hey, most of this was on camera, and I did not use bullshit ammo through it, right? So anyway, tonight I shot another 100. I got to 650 rounds tonight. Okay. 4, 5, 650. Yeah. So 650 rounds tonight. And I got the red dot was close, or the green dot rather. The green dot was close, but tonight, bro, I got the green dot like on. Like it is like surgically accurate. I was shooting at the competition targets where they have 6 targets on it, right? You can transition from target to target. And I was literally aiming for like the little half-inch white splits in between the targets, and it was bam, cracking them. It was incredible. And I've told you guys, there is no better confidence booster than having a handgun or a rifle that is sighted in like spot on. And for a rifle, having an optic that is 100% spot on, and your holds. You know where you're hitting at 50, at 100, at 200, at 400, and so on and so on. So I start running around through this thing, and it's like laser accurate, and I'm like, yes, love it, right? I pull the trigger on round because the guy came, the RSO. I'm in a private lane. I pay. Yes, I'm bougie because I want to do content. I don't want to look like a weirdo and shoot with all the plebes. I'm just kidding. Because I don't want to be out there like a weirdo. I get a private lane so I can shoot, but also record some content too, so I can show you guys what I'm doing. Well, because at the end, I'm going to take all the content from the shadow systems, kind of put it together, make a video, and at the end, I pulled the trigger on round like number 649, literally. maybe 648, like almost the last magazine of the last box that I loaded up. Hey, Misty, good to see you guys. Is Ron here too? Where's Ronnie? Ronnie boy. Um, no, not a 407K, a 407. 407 is just a standard 507 footprint. Yes, EDCC, you know it, man. Misty, great to see you. Misty, misdemeanor, Miss Wayne, great to see you. Prior to the 507, the 407 was out. Not the 407K, which is a RMSC cut. The 407, the standard 407. If I did say K, I apologize. I misspoke. Hey, Eagle Run, what's up? Just watched Red Dawn 1984 version with my kids, 8 and 11. Wolverines! They chanted as they went to bed. Proud father. Beautiful, beautiful. And shout out to 69 people in the chat. 69. Nice. Appreciate you, Eagle Run. And guys, I tell you all the time, remember, Eagle Run is also the proud father of Texas Parks Outlet Coffee. And if you guys want to support a gun builders coffee company, these guys are doing roasts here in like literally in Texas. And I had a cup of coffee within like 3 days of the stuff being roasted in my cup, and it was literally the best cup of coffee ever. I don't think I actually have that link in my description, so I'm going to update that. But use code DARK and you get a discount. Texas Parks Outlet. So there you go. And shout out to Eagle Run. You could support any coffee company, or you could support a gun builders coffee company. So shout out to you, Eagle Run, my guy. So anyway, so getting back to it, I ended up. Actually, Eagle Run. Just so you know, I ended up giving away a bag of coffee on my giveaway stream, and now we're gonna have a real life viewer receive a bag of coffee for free on your boy. Okay, so getting back to it, on like the 648th round, I pulled the trigger, right? Evan Budzinski, what's up, bro? Good to see you. You guys are probably like, dude, just freaking spit it out. Just tell me. Sorry. Detective John Kimball, great to see you. I found out recently that I'm having a boy. What do you guys think his first gun should be? I'm too excited to wait to buy it till he's older. Dude, first off, good for you. That is incredible news. Congratulations. Having a boy is so, so, so special. So congrats to you, man. Everyone show Kimbo some love, man. And we'll touch on that subject too in a moment. But I pull the trigger and it goes bang like normal, but it felt different, right? And then I fire shot number 650 and I can just like feel it dragging. So then I look at it and I start racking the slide, and it is like it is like it had me thinking this has got to be. First off, I estimated 5 to 7,000 rounds without cleaning or maintenance, okay? Because no matter what, it's a Glock design, okay? Yes, there are some things that are slightly different, but all in all, it's a Glock design, similar to AKs, right? All these different companies make AKs, and a lot of them don't suck. Some do, but a lot of them don't suck because of the design of the AK, right? Uh, I just figured that the shadow systems would run just like a Glock. I have shot Glocks thousands and thousands of rounds without any cleaning at all. Open it up, lock the slide back, stick it in one of the little prongs in the dishwasher, just run it. You're good to go for another few thousand rounds, right? Well, in this case, I'm racking the slide back and you can hear it and feel it. It feels like raw metal on raw metal. So my first thought was that, well, there's either so much carbon buildup in here, which can't be true. It's 650 rounds. That it's just making this like terrible like noise. But also it's wearing down to like bare metal now on the barrel, which that could obviously have something to do with it. Um, so I had thought when I get home, what I need to do, because I can't clean it, can't maintain it, I'm shooting it to failure. So even though it's slowed down and it's a little, I'm still going to shoot it until it stops working. So I'll go to the range again and I'll shoot it again and I'll, take it back out and I'll keep running it until it stops working. Not until, like, yes, if I need to slam the slide home every single time and if it is dragging so badly that it is ineffective, then I'd call it quits at that point. And then personally, what I would like to do is then say, okay, it failed at X amount of rounds, and then clean it and lube it using something like Aegis, where I know 100% Aegis is rock solid. And by the way, they are the best gun cleaner and lubricant solution on the market. And if you use code dark with them, you save money too. But I digress. I'm not trying to shill. I don't get anything for that stuff, y'all. I'm just saying. But I'm so curious to see. I wish I could have had time to do it before I came on the show here, but I'm thinking that I'm gonna find that there is some broken piece of a casing or a projectile or something in there that is causing these problems. Part of me, I mean, I guess I could open it up here. I just can't show, certain things on the live stream. But I'm super curious. But I don't want you guys, let me know. I don't want you guys to confuse me opening up and looking at it with cleaning or maintenance, right? Like, is taking it down, inspecting it, and putting it back together maintenance because it's starting to drag, or should I just keep pushing it to the end? You let me know. What do you guys think? Oh, check it out. Never own one. Hold on. What are we talking about? Atlantic Firearms has an AK-22 LR trainer rifle. You would. You're a straight up real steel kind of guy. Really piquing my interest. Congrats, Detective John Kimball. I have two boys. It's a great feeling. God bless. That's awesome, man. Print him an MP22K. That would be fire. Detective John Kimball, I think a young man's great first gun is a Ruger 1022. Agree, that's an excellent first gun. The one thing I would say for first guns, we'll get back to this and some other topics we have tonight in a moment. The one thing I would say is that, excuse me, for a first gun, um, sometimes younger chitlin, uh, they can't really get down the whole semi-automatic thing, right? Like, have you guys ever seen somebody like take a round out of the chamber with the magazine in and then close the slide and then think it's unloaded? Like, bro, stop. And that's like adults, okay? So I'm sometimes I encourage those, and it depends on the kid, depends on their age, depends on their awareness. Sometimes I say, hey, get a single shot, right? The Chiappa Little Badger, that thing is super solid. It is, I mean, it's a wiry piece of trash, but for a first gun, it's great because it teaches kids, younger folks, um, or, it could be youth shooters, it could be female shooters, anyone like just getting started. It could be men, right? It teaches people, stay away from the business end of it. um, when you open it up and you drop a round in there and you close it, it is loaded. When you cock it, it's ready to fire. When you pull the trigger, it's back to safe again. So there's a little bit less confusion, and you kind of get to teach them the dynamics of a firearm, you know have them get the understanding of it. They gain respect for it when they hear that, you know and it's much less likely to have accidents with it. Now, because it's your child, Kimball, it's likely gonna be like a Terminator T2, so he'll just know everything about everything anyway. And he'll probably want, like, an M16A2 or something like that. No, with you, probably like an AMD 65, maybe a set me, something metal for sure. And not like 70-75 metal. I mean, like stamped steel type stuff, or a Galil. That'd be dope. But anyway, something like a single shot bolt gun, a Cricket, a what's that? The one I said, the single shot Little Badger, which they're cool to put a can on and have fun with, but, you know, teach their own. Something that is a little bit less likely to have accidents with is definitely helpful. Same thing for a cricket. When you have a cricket, when you load that 22 round in there, you still need to pull back the plunger to cock it, similar to like the little Badger. Whereas something like a Savage Mark II or whatever they are, the 22 LR bolt guns, the tactical ones, those one are excellent firearms. I have one of those too, and understanding a magazine fed 22 LR could definitely give him an edge if he were to move to a semi-auto 22 like a Ruger 1022 or something along those lines, if that makes sense. And there's a whole bunch of other options too. So just my 2 pennies. Let's see. I don't see what Eagle Run said though. You were Parrots Eye Photography. What's up, man? Greetings. Watch him while attempting to be at work. Appreciate that. Great to see you. 22 cricket, both my kids first. Oh yeah, the cricket. That's what I was talking about with the little plungers in the back. Let's see. Congrats. Da, da, da. Print him an MP522. Tighter tolerance. Yeah, yeah. We'll get back on that in just one sec. He's just undercutting sights. Sorry, I'm just catching up here on chat, guys. I was gonna say casing. Yeah, I mean it could. It could. Open it up, 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 open Jeez, Rich. Come on, man. That's true. I did not consider that. Thank you, Man Against the Masses. That is a very, very good point. Open it and see. So that's my intention. I just, okay. All right, we're doing this. I should do it with a paper towel underneath. Hold on one second. I just can't show anything. It's going to be boring for y'all. Hold, please. As if that's any different from the show as it is. Anyway, hold on. Call 911. I'm a killer. Yeah, and that AR in the background, that is the ultra lightweight build. That is the sub 4-pound build that I did. Me and my friends used to do a building competition quarterly, and building assembly, whatever. It wasn't like real building, as like we call it, but we would do every 3 months we would do like some kind of Glock build, some kind of AR build. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna turn the camera off, and I want you guys to listen to this. Okay, hang tight. You hear that? Tell me you hear that. That crusty. Oh man, yeah, something's got to be in there. It's that's too. It's got to be some kind of like burr. It's cold in here. All right, hold up. So let's take this. All right, hold up. Let me pull a portion of this because I don't want to get covered in stuff while I'm doing my show. So look at that raw metal. If you've ever seen a Shadow Systems barrel, they are like jet black. Okay. So the fact that we are staring at raw metal like that in the 650 round, I mean, it is really, really worn. It's not even coming through that well on the camera, but I mean, it's like polished. I mean, my bad. That could be making it sludgy. Let me check with a light. Goon Beam. Got my Goon Beam. Actually, let me use a lower. Goon Beams are just way too powerful. I'll just use the low setting on my other gun beam. Oh, hold up. No. No. I think I know what it is. Hold, please. I mean, dude, there's no reason that that should not be running. That's nothing. Well, it's kinda wearing the inside. It seems like it's, like, metal on metal, and that is from the locking block. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I think I know what it is, though. Give me one. Well, I think I may know a possibility of what it may be, so hold on. Troubleshooting with dark. You got some trouble? Don't shoot. Troubleshooting with dark. I am gonna go out on a little bit of a limb here. Now I may be tripping, but take a look right there. It looks like the screw for the front sight is sitting super duper low, and it looks kind of polished there. So I'm gonna see if that may be swoop, swoop de doop. If that may be sitting so low that it's scraping the barrel. Hold on. The front sight isn't moving, so I don't think that's it, but let's just check it. Troubleshooting with dark. We need like a theme song for that. Okay. Got in there. Tighten it a wee little bit. Yeah, I just in my completely non-professional opinion, I don't think that it should. Oh, you know, we could also do, we could throw another barrel up in there and see if that helps. They also use this grease, like, oh, just from touching the recoil spring, they use this grease that's like Shadow Systems. Why? All right, hang on. Troubleshooting with dark. All right, let's see. Let's see if it's still. Bro, what are you doing? See, it's still scraping, but not as much. You know what I think? Never, ever did I think that I would say the words high point when I'm talking about a glizzy. However, I believe there is a high point that it's hitting really hard right there, and that is an abnormal spot for wear. But I guess it's only on the high portions. I don't know. I think I'm going to try to throw another burl up in there and see. Now, I'm not going to run the other barrel. Okay, so it definitely is better, but it's still here. Let me bring y'all back to the no cam so you can hear it. Hang on. I mean, that's definitely better. Maybe there was something in there that fell out. I don't see anything here. Maybe it was that front sight a little bit. Let me see if there's like a burr or a bit of a casing or projectile, something. Yeah, I don't see anything. I mean, it also was so dirty from carrying it that the recoil, the guide rod, the recoil spring was literally covered in lint because of the grease that they use. on my belly button hers. Just kidding. See, now I just feel it hitting that high spot. See, that does not feel right. That does not feel natural. Let me say it differently. That doesn't feel like it felt for the previous 650 rounds. I mean, I'll take it back out and I'll keep pushing it, but man, I gotta say, Shadow Systems. I don't know if this is my bad. I'm not even looking at chat, y'all. Hang on. Rich is case 0 for monkeypox. Um, let's see. My kid's first gun, 22 cricket. Nice. A lot of people go that way. That one girl did that, and oh god, come on. My first gun, SKS 8995 with 500 rounds. Nice. 8 years old with my school clothes money. Dang. Dad was proud to make it happen. That's what's up, man. GI terms are built for extreme tolerances. Um, hang on one second. I'm gonna send it to your IG. All right. Oh, text. Okay, hang on. It's gonna take me a minute to send you a text. If I send it to your IG, will you get it? Is that okay? My bad. I'm super behind on chat, y'all. Hooray, Crump. Hooray. If you can find one for a cheap. Terminator Model T 800 could be disabled with uranium tip 50 cal. This could be true. I could not confirm that. St. Benitez issues. Yeah, we got to talk about Cali too, man. Buy ammo right now. All right, hang on. I'll do it to. I got to email it to myself first. Bear with me for one moment. Um, GRC. Okay, I got it right here. Dang, all the danging. Boom. It's coming at you right now. Bloop. All right, there you go. Let me know if you get it. Let's see. Shot a lot of 22, 357. More beta. Burp in 3, 2. Paper towel. Dry jizz. Fish out. Yes. Clearly, there's dry jizz all over the place, which is why I cannot contain myself. Gritty. Yep. Sounds gritty. Is that the DLD barrel? No, it would be running smoothly. You know what? I may drop a DLD barrel in here right now and watch it just completely go away. But the next thing I'm going to do is throw a different barrel in here, um, and then see if it's running smooth. Let me see. I don't know. Should we drop a DLD barrel in it? Sprung spring. Yeah, the spring is too sprung. That's what it is. Lost volume, maybe a blown out primer or something. Sounds like kitty litter. Could be chunks of brass buildup. That's what I was thinking, but I don't see any of that anywhere. I find it when I use cotton swabs when I clean the rails. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's definitely coming from the top. Now that I took it out and looked at it, it probably dropped carbon and stuff. I mean, there's carbon and stuff all over the paper towel. So I'm being careful because I don't want to like clean it by accident, right? I want to leave it as dirty and nasty as possible from the way that it came to me from the factory. I don't want to wipe anything off of it. Even me grabbing the recoil spring like that kind of cleaned a little bit off of it. So I just want to try to be as true to what I'm trying to do as possible, right? I want to stay within integrity on what I'm doing. Sounds like herpes, get rid of it. You can't get rid of herpes, you know? Let's see, recoil spring. So it's actually not the recoil spring, man. Put a pecker on it. Okay. Safety check, much smarter than just running. Very good point. Swap OEM recoil spring. So I will say too, though, just for fairness, I had already run it to, it was like the 649th shot, and then the follow-up shot, which was the last one where this started occurring. Which is strange because that means that it ran all of that other shit like a champ. And Maybe if I take it to the bench and actually get down and take a much closer look, I may see something that I am missing now. But it does seem odd indeed that, it's better now and nothing changed. It could just be a high spot on the barrel. Let's throw a different barrel up in the roll. Hold on. Troubleshooting with Dark. Woo! Alright, hold up. I just happen to have this DLD barrel right over there. Let's see. So let's take this bad boy out. I mean, let me say, I don't think it's the recoil spring. It seems like the finish that was on the barrel before was helping it run very smoothly, and now that it's raw metal on raw metal, it's not running smoothly. That's what I feel like. All right, so I'm throwing this in there. Let's see. Let's see what it does, y'all. I mean, there's still a little grit to it, but I also haven't cleaned it for 650 rounds, so let me see, because that is not as intense as with the Shadow Systems barrel. Yeah, I'm gonna get all dirty, but I mean that is where oh, my magnetic holster grabbed it. That is wearing to the shine, you know. Um, and then underneath it's. Well, man, it's even a little underneath too. It's interesting. Hmm. Let me check the rails real quick. Let me see. Who needs sights? Point and squeeze. Facts. I agree. Morbid appearance also. Some of these fancy clones I feel like have too tight of tolerances. Measure the diameter of the barrel. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. See grease that looks like 80-year-old Cosmoline. Did you get it, BDGG? Did you get it? On my way. Okay. All right. Cool. Oh, that was at 11:11. What? I agree. Red Loctite, but I ride a Harley. What? Time to get the Dremel out. Yeah. That literally the exact opposite of what we were talking about earlier. Belly button lint. It could be the belly button lint. You're right. You're right. That wear doesn't look like normal Glock style wear. Agreed. Agreed. Um, Daggerville wears exactly in that same spot towards the front. Interesting. Well, so usually, like if I were to grab, let's just grab. Ah, I'm stuck. Oh, it's in the other room. I got some OEM stuff where like it's got the Glock line, right? Like the line on the barrel where it's like the high point, right? But that polishes as you use it and it's still smooth. This is like chalky and and grimy. Um see, change the recoil spring. I really don't think it's the recoil spring. But I mean it could be, but I don't want to change anything. I want to run it till failure without cleaning or maintaining it at all. No Anderson barrel. Yes, no Anderson barrel. I missed it. Why aren't you cleaning it? So basically, what I'm doing is I purchased a Geisley Super Duty, and I purchased a Shadow Systems XR920C, and I wanted to run. Currently, I'm running the XR920C without cleaning it, without maintaining it at all. I am running it until it stops running. I just want to see how far we can push it. with decent ammo, and it hit 650 rounds. And for all of you guys that were here, like I was saying, I'm giving it 5 to 7,000 rounds because it's unsuppressed. It's, I don't know. I just, with a Glock style handgun and it being unsuppressed, I just figured that it would just keep running for thousands of rounds. I mean, I would have been disappointed if it stopped at 3,000 rounds. I'd be willing to go get any of my OEM Glocks and then take 1,000 rounds to the range and just run through all of it and then leave and then still be able to tuck that in my waistband because I know it would still function, no problem. Even if I stopped at 650 rounds, there would still not be enough, carbon buildup to stop or slow down, the action at all. So it's just kind of interesting to me. Don't forget to type code DARK before installing it so you save 15%. Very good point. Thank you. If it's still gritty with another barrel, it's the spring. So where I'm feeling it, it's the rails. Um, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's a spring. I'm gonna need to troubleshoot it like sitting down at the bench with a light on it and stuff. Because it's not really as you know, you will grow out of that someday. Caught a few bad rounds, premature detonation. You will grow out of that someday, Curve. That was good. That was good. Put some clean spring with shadow barrel. So I don't have another Gen 4. So this is a Gen 4 style recoil spring. I don't have another Gen 4 here. Hey, what's up, M. Gabriel? Good to see you, bro. What does the bore in the slide look like? Just a little dirty. That's it. I mean, it does have abnormal wear, and I'm wondering if just the metal is just that freaking. I don't know. I'm gonna have to sit down with it afterwards and see. Um, Let me see. I got to put on my lab coat and get my stethoscope. I mean, it's way better with the DLD barrel in there. And just so you guys know, okay. All right, just so you know, I'm not, bull snatching. Yeah, I don't know. This is an interesting one. What are your thoughts on it?
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing. What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
How are you?
Peachy Keen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tell me
You?
all about your life.
Huh?
How's the last week been? We haven't talked. Well, we talked a little bit. We text a little.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
So for the folks that are here that don't know who you are, do me a favor and let them know who you are, what you do, and where they can find you.
Okay. I'm Josh from Black Diamond Guns and Gear.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nothing YouTube channel that just so happens to do dumb stuff on the internet that people like to watch.
It's an everything YouTube channel.
We do a little bit of everything. I'll say that.
It's everything to me.
Surprisingly, I love doing like vlog stuff, and nobody likes to watch that kind of stuff for some reason.
Like, what kind of vlog stuff do you like to do?
Anything. I like if I'm doing something like, let's say if I was to vlog, like, I don't know, like, going out and going to different stores and see what I can find, or, gun stores or whatever.
Like those dudes that do like ammo runs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like, how like Demo Matt does like his vlog stuff, like of him, like doing the abandoned mansion and all that kind of stuff or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would love to do stuff like that. Nobody likes to watch it. Not on my channel.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. The interesting thing is that, like, if you look at the inception of your channel, they didn't come there for that, right? Like your people came to you for the stuff that you do.
Yeah.
You can always slowly evolve, but trying something completely different doesn't always work. Sometimes it could, but
Yeah.
you know how it is.
Honestly, it never has. Like, if we've ever tried to implement anything newer, or something new, like something newer to do, nobody really likes to watch it.
Yeah.
It's weird, man. The funny thing is, tons of people will watch the fat dude stuff, right?
Oh yeah, because even that's entertaining for non-fat people too. Hold on, tell me for you guys out there, tell me if this sounds better. It's still scratchy, but I just want to let y'all hear it. Sorry, go ahead.
I was catching a little bit of that stuff. Which one is that?
This is the Shadow Systems XR920C, and I was going to run it to failure, right? No cleaning, no maintenance, no nothing. Run it until it stops going bang,
Right.
right? And not like cause any crazy amount of like not throw it on the ground, not drag it behind a truck. I'm just carrying it and I'm shooting it, and I hit 650 rounds, and all of a sudden, like I mean, like when I pulled the trigger on round 649 and then pulled the trigger again on 650, it felt like when I was racking it, it felt like there was like, you know, 10,000 grit sandpaper on the rails. Like it was
Really?
just like,
Hmm.
yeah,
Now,
I think I'm just gonna shoot it. I'm just gonna keep
me and
shooting.
Josh got into like a not an argument, but like a disagreement when we did our Shadow Systems video.
Yeah,
It was all about. He was like, "Well, you know, it says on the thing that it needs a 200 round break in."
yeah.
And I was like, "That's bullcrap." I was like, "It doesn't need a brick head. It should just work out of the box like Glocks do. If it's going to copy a Glock, it should work like a Glock out of the box."
I don't disagree.
And
The
he was like, "You don't
difference,
understand. These are tighter tolerances." And he was like, "And they need a break in."
yeah, the difference is they are much tighter tolerant, well, slightly tighter tolerances, but also Glock goes through way more QC on their end before it gets into the people's hands. Um, these are more like they're taking their parts, they're coating the slide, and then they're throwing them in there. So I think they run 3 rounds through it or something like that when they test fire them,
Yeah.
and then when you're building and you have new components or you're tolerance stacking with like a polymer 80 or things like that, it is helpful to have a break-in period, but it's not necessarily like mandatory. It's good for some of the parts to kind of, that it's a new relationship. They just met. They need to, you know, come together and become
Yeah.
married.
That's what he said too. And I was like, "That's crap." Basically.
It is crap. It is crap. Everything should be like Glock. No question. It's
Yeah.
2024. Everything should be like Glock.
The funny thing is, everybody wants to complain about like, "Oh, well, Glocks are this or Glocks are that." And the only reason why people don't like Glocks is because everybody likes Glocks.
Of course. Of
That's
course.
the only reason why they don't have to like it. And if I don't care who you are, Glock is the standard that everybody holds everything to when it comes to pistols.
Very true. This is very
That's
true.
just it. So where do you get that? You know, where do you get that from if it's not the best?
Look, I'll be real. If you take a Glock and a SIG 320 and a SIG 365 and Smith & Wesson M&P and a Canic and whatever, put all of them next to each other and stack up 10,000 rounds behind every single gun, the Glock, from a longevity standpoint, will always last longer than all of those guns.
Yeah.
A Smith & Wesson 5906, a SIG 226, eventually they will have parts that need to be replaced. It's not a
Yeah.
bad thing. They're not bad guns. They work, they run. It's just that Glocks will likely run longer.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah.
I
But
don't think so. I know so.
yeah, I 100% am absolutely certain. It's just everyone out there needs to just come to the understanding that Glock's superior than every other pistol on the planet.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's the reason why they are the reason why most companies have a firearm, a pistol that basically copied a Glock. And what I
Yeah.
mean by that is look at all the internals of every modern day striker fired pistol out there. Every internal will look like a Glock internals.
Yeah, I mean, look how many companies are knocking them off
Yep.
now, and I'm so surprised that I know like the Gen 3 patent expired and all that, but like the fact that like what's that company? Stoger, I mean, they're like straight up. Like
Yeah.
I thought they were Glock parts
Yeah.
inside there, you know. M. Gabriel has a good question. Do Glocks sound like the spring is scraping even with their plastic guide rods? No, usually they squeak in like
Yeah. It's like
OEM.
yeah.
Yeah, like the but and there are ways to fix that. Shout out to MGB.
Grease it.
Yeah, you could do that. There's but they shouldn't be scraping. If you're talking about an OEM frame, it's different. If you are getting scraping in like a polymer 80 or another type of 80% frame build or a 3D printed frame, that's because of a different problem versus like an OEM frame where you shouldn't be getting any scraping at all.
Hmm.
Even the metal for the Gen 4 dual reinforced recoil springs, you shouldn't be getting any scraping at all.
You know how PSA just did the dagger, the micro dagger.
Mhm.
So you have the micro dagger that kind of looks more or less like a Glock 43X. And if you look at their magazine release and stuff, it's different than their Gen 3s their Gen 3 clones they have of the daggers. It looks
Mhm.
more like the Gen 4, Gen 5 mag style release. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a thicker, longer button or whatever.
Yeah.
So I wonder like why they decided to do that versus going with that thin, really sticking out Gen 3 style of mag release.
Because they wanted the magazines to be compatible with, the Shield S15
43Xs.
mags, the 43X mags, they designed the PSA Dagger mags. I certainly wouldn't say that, like, you know, I would never go out and say, like, that PSA stole the design from somebody that they were supposed to pay for something and didn't do it, then never paid somebody for services rendered, and then, you know, um, the I think the thing was that they just wanted to stick with, you know, consistency so they could have, you know, someone has a micro dagger, they could throw 43X mags, like
Yeah,
factory OEM 43X mags, S15 mags, or the PSA dagger mags, or, you know, whatever in there.
right. That makes sense. I didn't think about that, but that totally makes sense.
It could be. I'm just guessing though.
Let's see.
Let me
Now, let me
pull
ask you a
this
question.
real quick. Yeah.
So with hold on a second. With the streaming rules on YouTube, because I don't really know them,
Hmm.
um you can show videos of guns, right?
Yes, but if it looks like somebody on stream holding it, then you know they'll probably possibly can it.
Okay, well, this is just like a video, not
Yeah.
this is outside, like you're standing outside
What video is it?
of me.
Okay, yeah, run it.
It's a CMMG descent.
Heck yeah.
Okay, hold on a minute, I'll
If
share it.
if I force a steel snap cap through my Glocks, would that loosen up my extractor? If I force a steel snap cap through my Glocks, would that loosen up my extractor? Are you saying that your extractor is so tight that it won't bite on the rim of the casing? Or that sounds like a different kind of problem.
All right, guys, so we're out here today shooting the CMMG descent. Now, this descent is chambered in 300 blackout. We're actually out at the range right now shooting this with 220.
I didn't mean for it to like automatically play, but
Oh, no,
I
that's
want to
cool. Go
preface
ahead.
this by saying so CMMG sent us this rifle, and this is a CMMG descent. And the cool thing about it is basically, I don't know if y'all know what the descent is. I mean, I'm sure you probably do, but it's
Mhm.
it's basically a bufferless style upper. So it has a
Yeah.
side charging handle on the other side. It's actually set up for left side charging, and it's bufferless, and so it has like a JMac folder on it, right? So anyway, they sent us this rifle back when the brace stuff was going on, and when they were asking me what I would like to have, I said, you know what, I would like to get into doing some 300 blackout stuff, right? And
Yeah, I've been thinking the same thing recently.
and they were like, okay, cool. They were like, so you want a rifle, right? 300 blackout rifle. And I was like, no, I don't. I want I want a pistol. And they
Yeah.
were like, well, we're not doing pistols right now. And I was like, what do you mean?
Oh, they weren't
That's-
doing pistols at all, even braceless.
Yeah. They said, we're just not even going to do them right now. We're going to,
That is so bracist.
they said, we want to, well, this is when the whole brace thing was going on, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, we want to push everybody to the rifle because the rifles are really cool. And I was like, okay, yeah, I think they're cool and everything, but I personally think that 300 blackout's good, like, 7 to 8 inches or whatever. And then after that, it's kind of like, gaining velocity, that kind of thing. It's probably not going to be as quiet, that kind of stuff. And they were like, trust us. If you want 300 blackout, go with the rifle and you will definitely like it. And I was like, okay, whatever. So that being said, I was like, this being a longer barrel, and like I said, never messed with 300 blackout, never had one. I mean, I've shot them at other places, but I've never actually owned one and did a lot of testing with it, right?
Mhm.
So I wasn't expecting it to be quiet at all with can on it. This is a 46 a hybrid 46. It's not even a 30 cal suppressor. This is bigger than that. Okay, and it has a 46 end cap on it, so it's got a bigger end cap on it for a 45 caliber round. So just watch.
20 grain Remington UMC subs.
He said
Now,
220.
The neat thing about this
Yeah.
thing is this is actually a rifle length, barrel versus the pistol length barrel. We got this thing whenever they were doing the whole pistol brace ban.
I was just going to
so
explain everything I just
we
said.
could have got a different pistol, but we wouldn't have had anything back here. So we opted to go ahead and get the one that is the rifle. This is a bufferless design.
I do love bufferless designs.
To be honest with you, I thought that
I mean, think about it. You can put it in a bag.
Really like it.
Oh yeah,
It's
especially if it was an
quiet.
8-inch.
We have
absolutely.
outfitted with a Zero Tech.
And is nearby where we'll chat with him in a second after this.
And CMMG actually started shipping their rifles with Trigger Tech triggers.
Yeah, that
now
trigger
this
is-
Trigger Tech trigger, once I got to shooting it, feels absolutely amazing, guys. Now we got it with the 300 blackout P mags. I think they're the P30s or something like that. And we also got it outfitted with my hybrid 46. Now we've been shooting it a little bit. It's actually not hot.
That was the
but
weirdest thing.
with this can, it's pretty quiet. So I'm gonna go ahead and shoot a couple of rounds.
Yeah, that thing's like a truck
Let you
moving
see
through the air.
While I'm shooting it, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot the first couple of rounds into dirt. And as I'm shooting them into the dirt, you can see how quiet this thing is. It's absolutely quiet. And very controllable, very manageable. Now I'm gonna shoot some steel so you can see how quiet it is shooting some steel while I'm shooting it. It's actually not too bad, to be honest with you. So that's 5 rounds of that UMC, and this is the CMMG Descent rifle with a 16-inch barrel.
Now, being through a 16-inch barrel, I was like, oh man, that's gonna be
It's impressive.
that's not gonna be quite at all. It totally is.
Yeah, that's definitely impressive. And a 16-inch 300 blackout is a highly effective tool that with one magazine swap, you can crack silhouettes at 1,000 yards.
Yep. And the cool thing about 300 blackout is the fact that you can actually switch from 5.56 to 300 blackout and back and forth as long as you have different barrel.
Yep. And as long as you practice the non-RTARD, where you don't accidentally put a 300 blackout in your 5.56.
Yeah.
Don't do that, guys.
Yep.
I don't currently. I have what some would call an ungodly amount of firearms, and I do not currently have a 300 blackout.
The cool thing is that even if you wanted to do, let's say you got SBR, right? So you got SBR, whatever. Get you a little PSA 300 blackout 8-inch from PSA, and it's literally $300.
Yeah,
You got a complete upper. That's all you have to have.
Yeah, I laid down all my ARs in 5.56. My rifles and pistols that take AR magazines in 5.56. and I like laid them out all over my master bedroom floor. They're still there, and I was just like, man, I've got the armory concept down. Now I need to go into other calibers because back in the day, I was a dude that had 300 blackout, a 6.8 SPC, freaking all sorts of different stuff, and I've kind of gotten away from it because I was so focused on like, if shit goes down,
Yeah.
I got 15, 10, 15 family members. All of them can have ARs and all of them can take the same magazines, same caliber, all of them have Glocks, 9mm Glocks, same magazine, same caliber.
Yeah.
Magazine commonality and all that was super important to me at that time. Now that I've achieved that, I can do some of the fun stuff. So
Right.
I'll tell you what though, I am really, really, really eager to grab one of those little 5.5 inch SIG rattlers in 300 blackout.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The thing is so tiny. It is MP5K tiny, and it may even be smaller. Well, it's probably the same size as an MP5K.
Do you like the Q stuff?
I like it, but I don't think I would consider it as it's high performance stuff, but I wouldn't consider it as like battlefield stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's
The cool thing about the Q stuff, this is the stuff about the 300 blackout that I like. The fact that
you were talking about
Q,
QAnon, right?
yeah,
I'm
like
just kidding.
oh yeah, yeah, like the Badger is what I'm talking about, guys. Um, the twist rate now is 1 in 5, so it's actually spinning quicker out of that smaller package. So that means that
Yeah,
basically even your non-subsonic stuff is going to be subsonic.
yeah,
That's what's
yeah,
so cool about the Badger.
yeah. So the Rattler is also 1 to 5 as
Mm.
well, and that's I mean, I've seen dudes cracking targets at
I
2 and
didn't know that.
400 yards with that thing. Yeah, it's impressive, and I think a lot of companies kind of follow suit when you know uh, companies come up with good ideas, right?
Yeah.
So the Engineer Beware was asking, what's an update on your range situation? And the Engineer
Um,
Beware, I do have some DLD Glock barrels left. I have 2 more 19 barrels, and I have 4 more 17 barrels. So, or no, 1 more 19 barrel, 4 more 17 barrels. They're $99, and you can do Cash App or PayPal. I think that's it. Cash App or PayPal. So, sorry. Go ahead. Update on the range.
nothing. There's no update. Basically.
Dang, I thought there was something in
So there was supposed to be a
December.
court date in December. There's supposed to be December 12th, but apparently the my law firm, which is Garza Law Firm, and they are the lawyers that U.S. Law Shield appointed to me, right? Because they're the ones that are with them. By the way, if you want to sign up for U.S. Law Shield, BDGG is the promo code.
Oh, that's right. That saves the money, right?
Oh, dude, it gives you 14 months for the price of 12.
Damn.
So the law firm got another lawyer who was actually really good in civil suits.
Yeah.
And I think, not saying that the other ones weren't, but this guy is just really good at it. And he came in and just started hitting them with a bunch of interrogatories and stuff like that actually pushed it out a little further. And he told me, he was like, it's going to push it out a little further, but it is what it is. I was like, dude, it's already been going on for 3 years. I don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I mean, what's the difference? And the thing is, I can still shoot at my property. At first I wasn't, because I was being nice. And
But you don't need to,
now,
because there's no
yeah,
determination from the court case. And by
no.
the way, thank you, Andrew. You don't have to, Andrew. I do have a sorry, real quick. Andrew, I do have a second one. I have two. I was gonna hang on to one, but you're welcome to take it. But if you don't need it, it's up to you, brother. And thank you. Shout out to the Indies Everywhere. Appreciate you buying the last 19 barrel. I do have another, Drew, if you do really, really want it, but you've already done so much to support me. And don't feel obligated like you have to do it. And anyone else, I have 4 more 17 barrels too. So if you guys want them, you get a DLD barrel. It also says PWEDC on the underside. So it says DLD. Oh, sorry. It says DLD. It's You got PWEDC on the underside, but this one doesn't have it on there. This is another one, and 4 more 17s available. So yeah, holler at me. Thank you guys. Sorry, go ahead.
What? Oh, I wasn't saying anything. I don't think.
You were saying they were pushing it out.
Oh yeah,
And you were not shooting previously because
yeah.
you
I
were just
was.
kind of being nice. Didn't want to rock the boat. I
Yeah,
assume.
yeah. Basically, and then they said, "Well, don't worry about it because, I mean, first of all, you're not doing anything wrong. Second of all, it's not like they can really do anything about it anyway."
Yeah, and they
And I was
didn't
like,
win
"Okay,
the case.
yeah." I
But
mean, it's just it's not. It's first of all, it's not determined, but I do have a what do they call it? An injunction on me right now, and the
an
injunction
injunction
is
on you.
yeah, it says that anybody like any me or any of my friends basically who they think is like content creators or whatever, they say that well, the reason why they say that is so that nobody can come on my property on the range, on my backyard range to shoot and film it and put it up for profit. That's basically the only thing it says.
Wow.
So I can shoot out there as much as I want. I just cannot shoot out there for profit, which basically means if I record something, I can't put it up on YouTube for monetization and have it monetized. And we
Bro,
all know what monetization does. It doesn't necessarily pay you. It just puts it out there even further.
yeah,
It just wants
yeah.
YouTube to push it. That's all it does.
So I would literally go put up a green screen and just have the camera on you, and then put like a New York City background or something like that, like a park bench
That's
or something.
hilarious.
Dude, that would be so funny, dude. And then no one would know where you were at.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, like, my family lives on 8 acres out here where I live at, right? And the way that the acreage is shaped, it all pretty much goes like, let's see, I'll move my hands here. So it's basically kind of like flat and then kind of rolls up into a hill, and then it's got a hillside all the way to the top, right? To the top of the peak. And the way the 8 acres is shaped, like it's kind of like in a rectangle, and we own all of it, right? The whole family does. And so basically, I own a little bit in this side part, which is where my range is and stuff. And they said, you can't shoot over here in your range for profit. But if I literally just walk 10 feet past my property, I can shoot
You
into
can
the
shoot.
hillside just because it's not my property. So guess what?
That's so
You look
ridiculous.
and see it, all the shorts I've been posting lately, every single one are over there on my other, like my mother-in-law's property, basically.
Dang.
Right, literally right across from my house, or right down from my house. Not more, literally less than 100 feet.
Dang.
So,
That's crazy. That it doesn't even make sense. And it typically in situations like this where, people end up in court and end up fighting for their rights, that you have property rights just like she has. You guys both have quiet enjoyment and the highest and best use of the property. So
yeah,
those are legal rights of property ownership, which means her quiet enjoyment. Uh, there are noise ordinances that go hand in hand with that. So she cannot claim that your highest and best use is competing with her quiet enjoyment unless you're out there with, a Ma Deuce after 11 p.m.
right.
You know what I mean?
I
So
mean, if you look
I
at
think
any of
that's
our
bullshit.
videos, none of them were not shot. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
all
She's
everything
being
time.
completely unreasonable, and it's bullshit. Bob, brother Bob, thank you. Member for 12 months, a whole year. I made it a year. I'd like to know how to give back. You know what, Bob? I would say this. I think I've gathered that you're a man of faith. Um, I would do a couple. I would do a couple things. I would spend one day, whether it be tomorrow or Monday or whatever day you choose, spend one day only being kind to people, not just being like cordial, like being kind to people. You don't have to spend money. You don't have to just hold doors, be kind, smile to people, and find somebody, one person, and talk to them about their relationship with Jesus. I think you could have a massive impact on so many people's worlds for one day if you did that for one day. Or start a YouTube channel and become part of the movement, my man.
Yeah. Tony says, I dislike BGG's neighbor very much.
Yeah.
And Kurt says, your other neighbors shoot also. Does she sue them? The point is, no, she doesn't. And why? I don't know. The funny thing is they said, okay, we're going to do sound testing on your property,
Mhm.
or actually on her property. The sound would be on her property, and we would shoot from yours and see how loud it is. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense, but okay. So not only are you going to be on her property trying to see how loud it is from my property, how are you going to know that's coming from my property? First of all,
Yeah.
second of all, I mean, seriously, if you think about property lines, how do you know that's not somebody literally right across my property line shooting?
Yeah, or like somebody, at your mother-in-law's property,
Exactly. And so the funny thing was, they came over here. By the way, her lawyer trespassed on my property. I told him I didn't want him out there, but he did it anyway.
Her lawyer trespassed on your property?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, hell no.
So this is exactly what happened. So basically, the lawyer said, "Hey, do you want to let them do this?" And I said, "No, I don't." At first, I was like, "No, I don't want them to do that." Then,
Yeah.
and then he said, "Well, I would advise you to do it because I think it's only going to help us, right?" And I was like, "Okay, well, let them know that I said it's okay, but I'm going to be the one doing the shooting. Why would I be basically not allowed to shoot for the past 2 or 3 years, and then all of a sudden let somebody else come out here and shoot on my property? Like, I'm not doing that."
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said, I would advise them not to have anybody else out here on my property with guns. I
It
said,
would be a very
I would advise them not to do that. I'm saying no.
Yeah.
So come down to it, lawyers go before the judge to argue whether or not they want to do it. Of course, I said no, and they were going to go in and argue the fact that it doesn't really matter why they're doing this is pointless, basically. And so when they got in there, the judge said, didn't even let them like sit down from being told to stand up that he was coming in the room, right? And he said as soon as they sat down, the judge said, "Okay, we're going to let this happen. Y'all just need to decide on a day." And they said, "Okay, it's court adjourned," whatever. And that was it. Like, they didn't get to argue it at all. My lawyer did not get to argue against it at all. And so he came out, set a date, or he said, "We're going to set a date." That was in like May. They didn't set a date until October.
And this is in Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So October comes around. Of course, they do it at the very end of October when the leaves are starting to fall and stuff. So there's not much, baffle or buffering between our houses. Anyway, so they get out here and I said, "Okay, that's fine. We'll do it, whatever. But you can't come out here until we are out here, all that stuff. I go to work and I get at home at a certain time." I was like, "So I don't want you on my property until I'm there."
Yeah.
And I come home. Guess who? Like, first of all, cameras are going off. Tell me somebody's at my house, and I come home and they're just down in my yard, just sitting there waiting on me. I was like, "Do you know that? Do you not see the signs like literally everywhere that say no trespassing, keep out private property?" They're literally all over the place.
We'll shoot you.
And they were just like, "Well, we had this assigned." I'm like, "Yeah, my lawyer's not even here yet. Why are you here?" Like,
Dude, that's absurd.
yeah, it started me off on a really bad note. Eventually, I was just like, "I want to do this to get this done and out of here so you can get off my property."
Yeah.
So we did it. I did some of the shooting. They had another guy here, which the funny thing is, I actually knew that guy.
Oh, really?
They didn't know that I knew him, but I did know him.
Did they just bring a guy from like a local gun shop or something?
No, they wanted somebody from Blount County Sheriff's Office to come out here just to be here for safety measures to make sure everything was good, right?
Oh, sure, because you're so dangerous.
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, "Okay, whatever." But I didn't know they were going to have this until that day. And then so when I got here, the guy was out here, and I was like, "What are you doing here?" And I acted like I didn't know him, but I totally knew him. And his name is well, I don't know if I should say it because he told me not.
Yeah,
to
no.
But anyway, he owns a custom shop or whatever. Blount County said, "We don't want anything to do with it because we don't want it perceived that we have something to do on either side." So they just don't want it to come back on them. Blount County Sheriff's Office doesn't want it to come back on them that they have anything to do with either side. So they gave them the number of a guy that runs a local customized. He's an FFL. He's
okay, that makes sense.
Whatchamacallit, what's the
SOT.
thing? Manufacturer, yeah.
SOT manufacturer.
So he brought out a bunch of stuff, and I was really pissed at the lawyer at first, but then I was like, I calmed down and was talk to him and stuff, and I was like, I came to the realization, like, can we just get this done so you can get the fuck out of here,
Yeah.
So basically that happened, and then so we shot everything, they recorded everything. The funny thing is, so they have to give the evidence Like, let's say they're like, "Hey, this is too loud. We need to let you know this is too loud, so you have time to argue against it in court." Right? They have
Yeah.
to give them at least I think it's like 30 days or 45 days that they have to have the evidence so they can rebuttal it.
Mm.
They have never given us anything as far as recording. So that means to me, it's not loud enough.
Yeah, and that was in October?
Yeah.
Oh, bro. Yeah, they're short.
So it's obviously not as loud as like what they're making it out to be.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I figured it was gonna be exaggerated. I just didn't know, like, to what extent it was gonna be, exaggerated.
I honestly think that she is the neighbor is just um kind of I think at first she was like, I want to do this as I want to make him spend as much money as possible so he'll just give up.
Or and leave or whatever.
Yeah. And the funny thing is that my lawyers are free.
Yeah.
So she doesn't realize that. Or
She's
maybe she
probably
does
like
realize it now.
she's probably like, "This guy is loaded."
Well, the thing is, like, I've put up multiple videos about it because I want her to know because I know she watches the channel. And I
Yeah.
know she watches the channel and she watches everything I'm on just to see if I slip up, say something or whatever, right? So
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious that she knows that my lawyers are completely free.
Of
At
course.
first, they weren't. I had a lawyer before I just asked U.S. Law Shield to take the case.
Yeah.
I had a lawyer, and he charged me an ungodly amount of money. But I put up a GoFundMe, and everybody helped like pay for that, which was awesome. I could not thank them enough.
That's huge, bro. That's huge.
But I did spend 10 grand of my own money at first, and then the rest of it came from a GoFundMe. And then I got U.S. Law Shield involved, and I haven't had to pay a single penny since.
Nice. Whoa, 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 Zach Castro. That is completely inappropriate. How dare you even think that someone like us would be interested in polymer? I'm just kidding, of course. Um, Good evening. I got a P80 troubleshooting question if it's appropriate for the stream. First off, thank you for asking. Um, Secondly, I would assume that you live in a free state because some places out there say that even giving help or any information in assisting to build certain things is a no-go. So, absolutely feel free to move forward and ask your question. And by you asking your question, I would assume that that means that you live in a free state. Andy Lipsco, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Hey, fellows, found myself on the couch for the night. Music hot of the truck, but only for tonight. But hey, I should have made friends. Look, hey, Andy Lipsco, I know you're going through a tough time, player, and just know that you got a lot of people here that care about you and want to make sure that you're doing okay. So if you need something, reach out, man. If there's something we can help you, anyone can help you. We may know somebody in your area or something, man. It hurts to know that somebody's struggling. So holler at me, man. Hit me up. Let me know if there's anything we can do to help.
He
So I
said,
do.
hopefully she ends up spending so much money that she has to sell her property. That would be
Oh,
hilarious. What's
dude,
funny is there's a property literally right next to hers that's like 18 acres. It's for sale right now.
really?
Mhm.
How much?
I called. It's 900,000.
Yikes.
It's got 18 acres and it's got a 300 or 3,000 square foot house and a barn on it.
I'll tell you what, just that 3,000 square foot house on half an acre out here would go for 1.2.
Really?
Yeah, it's insane, dude.
Wow.
My rent in a townhouse is almost $2,600.
Well, that's your son. You need to move down here and buy the 18 acres.
I do. The only issue is that I really hope that Zach didn't leave because he heard me say that is inappropriate. I was totally joking, bro. Please don't go. Baby, come back. I do want I have a burning desire to bring up another topic, but I want to make sure that we answer Zach Castro's question as well. Like I said, Zach, feel free to send in your question. Xanthi Misfit, it's great to see you. Can I just say one other thing too? Xanthi Misfit is like the gift that keeps on giving. This dude is going through all of my old videos, commenting, and I'll go in to drop a deuce, and I'll just see 12 comments from Xanthi Misfit.
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, this is awesome. So let's see. Double feeding, weird ejection after takedown slide will not go back on unless I drop the firing pin with the safety, all OEM internals.
Hmm.
So that'd be a little bit more of a deeper conversation. Do this. go to Freedom Crew University and sign up. It's free to sign up. Just put your info in there. And if you go into the Glock Builders forum, you can literally just you can copy and paste that, what you just said, throw some pictures under the hood, and 100 people will jump in to help you. Or hit me up on Instagram, and I can go through and kind of troubleshoot with you and help when I have a little bit more time, just to kind of hone in a little bit tighter. If it's something simple off the top of your head, if not, just symbol and retry. I can definitely help you. Go to my Instagram. It's DLD underscore after underscore dark, and I'll help you. But definitely sign up at Freedom Crew University, because you'll have all those Glock builders all there ready to help. I'm good, brother. I'll pull through. Just got to find a new place to rent. Homeowner sold the property and was legally able to void the lease. And places in Maryland say make 3 times the rent be 2,500. Yikes!
Woo! I don't
Who
see how
makes
y'all
that
do it.
kind of money?
That's twice as much as my house payment.
Is your mortgage? That's crazy,
And my house was built 3 years ago.
bro. I mean, if I could, obviously being recently separated about a year ago, separating with my wife, you know, I gotta be within 15 minutes of my daughter always.
Yeah, I understand completely.
If I could just pick her up and bring her to out your way,
Yeah,
I would find a way to buy, that 18 acres. Seriously, dead ass, and I would homestead on that shit. I mean,
yeah, for real.
um, so here's an interesting thing. We talk a lot about firearms, about preparation, about the possibility of the breakdown of civilization, and we know that there's evil in the world, but the Bible says, "Thou shalt not kill,"
Yeah.
right? So,
Well, okay, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
no, no, no. You probably are going exactly where I'm thinking. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, so in
Well, let
back
me say a different. Sorry, really
yeah,
quickly.
go ahead.
A common misconception is that the Bible says, "Thou shalt not kill." But the actual interpretation is different. But yes, go ahead.
Yeah, the Hebrew and interpretation of the Hebrew word, I can't remember what the Hebrew word is, but basically the interpretation is actually murder, which basically means that uh, killing someone and murdering someone is different. Murdering someone is when you actually do it with malice and you do it with intention, like for evil purposes, right? Like intentionally killing someone
Yeah.
because of whatever reason that you have. Um, Killing is different. Killing is for of self-defense, of only doing it because you have to, that kind of thing. So it's
Protection of
not,
other.
everybody thinks it's shall not kill or thou shalt not kill, but it's actually thou shalt not murder.
Yeah. Even if it's protection of other innocent life, or a mass tragic event. And it's still, man, it haunts me to this day, knowing that um dark, that's why I'm still in Maryland. This is where my kids are. From West Virginia, where $700 gives you a 2-bedroom house. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Completely different. And I feel you, man. I'm tied down to just, bro, Andy, never give up. Okay, never give up. All right. Um, Anthony Smith said 2 words for kill in Hebrew. It says "do not murder." Excellent. Yep, same kind of thing. Yeah, it haunts me to this day that from what I've been told from the Uvalde shooting, when the truck crashed outside of the funeral parlor, right outside or the funeral home, right outside of the school, and the dude started just opening up fire right then. Apparently, a police officer drew his rifle out of his cruiser and chambered around, and he
Rifle, not
aimed.
pistol, right?
Rifle. Uh, and he chambered around, and because it was cruiser ready, right? Clear chamber, loaded magazine, chambered around, took it off safe, had his red dot on the dude at about 170, 175 yards away, and watched him for more than 30 seconds while he entered the school. because he asked for permission from his superiors if he could pull the trigger. And the guy got into the school and, of course, wreaked havoc that is, you know, just an insane amount.
Me and Small Josh were talking today, and we were talking about it, this almost exact same thing. Okay. And I gave him the scenario of, let's say we're at Walmart and somebody starts opening up, and, I'm within 15, 20 feet in front of it, but let's say they even have their back to me. Let's say that, or facing me or whatever. And then like I'm right beside the door, either an exit door or the main door or whatever to get out.
I won't be around for long, Fiberblade. Hang out while you can. They'll take me down eventually. Sorry,
but I was like, what is your main goal first? Your main goal is to get your family to safety, right? But I think there's no way I would be able to live with myself knowing that I could take my pistol, not even a rifle that I have on me. I could take my pistol out of my pants and absolutely 100% dump a mag into the dude.
Yeah.
Within 15, 20 feet in front of me, like, no problem. I would not be able to live with myself if I just said, okay, let's just go out this door and know that because I went out this door with my family and got them to safety, that this dude, took out 15, 20 people like that. Yep. There's no way I'd be able to live myself. So I think what I would do would tell them to run, and then I would just do work. I mean, that's all there is to it. I mean, I'm just not. And the reason why we were talking about this is because we got to talking about the military and stuff and how like understaffed they are and everything. Mm-hmm. And he was like, well, it's because that protector mentality is just gone with the youth of today or whoever, anybody, let's say most people that, let's say anybody 24 years old and under they don't know struggle. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and
what I mean by that is like, they don't even know that about stuff about like 9/11. Like they don't even know about any of that.
Yeah.
Let alone not being able to have a resource right in front of your face.
Yeah.
We have electric bikes now.
Mm-hmm.
We had bikes when I was younger. Like we were outside. We
had to pedal.
Yeah, there was struggles, is what I'm saying. Like, dude, these kids and even people that are 24 years old now, because you think 2024, they don't even know, man. Don't even know what struggle is. So the protector mentality is gone with the youth of today, which is the reason why if they instituted a draft, like, we'd be so screwed. Because they're not taking people my age, your age, and stuff like that actually go through that.
Do you know? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying they're taking people that are way younger.
Yeah.
18 to 24.
I do think that a draft would be some type. We know that the government overreaches consistently, and that's how they would like to remove all of us, all the military age males that are armed and rebellious. That's how they want to remove us, right? Well, that is, I think, a way that they may make that play. But I'll tell you this: I believe that one of the reasons the protector mentality, the soldier of God mentality, they're actively removing God from our culture every single day, with every episode of the Kardashians, with every social media post, they want the accountability of God gone, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's a few things, but I think the biggest piece of this is, number one, social media and the adaptation of social media at a very young age turns younger minds into an extremely self-centered individual and a very selfish individual, and their life becomes about them and becomes about following the elites and the celebrities and celebrities, and they're so stuck on creation instead of the creator, right? You and I talked about that, but it's this it is an ego inflator, and social media becomes their life, and because of that they care so much more only about themselves, and their minds are just jam packed all day of all this information, leading them astray.
Yeah. And the reason why we got on that topic is we were talking about the military, and Josh was saying when he was in the military, they basically had the at don't ask, don't tell policy. And I was like,
Yeah,
he's like, do you know what that is? And I was like, no. He said, well, the don't ask, don't tell policy is basically like you don't ask somebody's sexual orientation. You don't ask them if they're
yeah,
gay.
and you
And,
don't tell
and
them your
they don't
sexual
tell
orient.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah. And so basically he's like, they've done away with that now. Now it's like they want to know and all sorts of stuff and all that.
now
And
it's like
before,
they're specifically targeting people that are of, and why is sodomy glorified at such a high level? It's become like the whole rainbow flag thing is just baffling to me.
yeah. And he was saying that basically when this was going on, he was like, now it is completely different. Now they, gays or whatever you want to call them are allowed into the military and stuff like that. He was like, before they weren't. And he said, but think about it now, like now they have to be inclusive because if they aren't, then they're not going to get anybody at a younger generation. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why they're having to be inclusive is because they know that basically that it's gonna curve and go this direction. So they have to curve with it basically.
Yeah.
And he said, for the longest time, he was like, women were not allowed in SF and all that stuff like that, like special
Mhm.
forces and stuff. And he's like, do you know why? And I was like, no. And he said, well, if a normal guy that has that protector mentality and stuff like that, he was like,
Mhm.
if you see a woman get hit or injured or something like that, you're automatically going to like, stay down, try to help them, protect over them and all that kind of stuff. And he was like, if it's a guy, he was like, basically you don't leave, you don't leave any man behind or whatever, but you basically tell him, I'll be right back. I'm going to do this stuff right here. I'm going to, make us a way out of here or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But he was like, you wouldn't do that with a female. He was like, but now actually they're allowed in special forces and stuff.
Damn, I didn't even think about that. You know,
He
it's,
explained it a lot better than I did, but basically that was the basic premise of it. Like if you
yeah,
see a woman injured, you're going to do everything you can to try to protect that.
especially if she's hot.
Yeah. But now, but I mean, I guess, I don't know. I guess like, if you see a man get injured, I don't know if you don't feel that as much, I guess, or something. I don't know is what he was getting at.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that, wasn't broken for a long time, but now it seems that they're almost targeting, individuals of, obscure sexual
Yeah.
preferences or whatever, and they're turning those individuals into spokespersons,
Yeah.
people.
But I think, when he was saying that, I was like, I get it why they're doing it. I really do, because you think about the way our not
They're
economy, but
trying
the
to
way the
attract
generation and
the
stuff is going.
younger. Yeah, they're trying to
They
attract
have
the
to be
younger.
inclusive
Yeah.
to that, otherwise nobody's going to be wanting to do it.
Oh, did you hear that the Catholic Church, that they said that they're going to start, like, um, what do you call it? Um, when you marry people, whatever, that they're
Ordained?
gonna start marrying same-sex, uh, couples?
Yeah, yeah,
Like, what?
yeah. I There's so much we can speak on about all that, man.
That is
Probably goes both ways.
insane. That is insane. I know. Look, Risky Krisky just got cut. His channel was removed, and look, I get it. Risky Krisky broke the terms of service with every single upload he did, and you know
What do you
what?
who's that?
So do I. Hmm?
Who's that?
Risky Krisky is one of my boys. He's another YouTuber. In his first year, he had like 60,000 subs.
Oh,
Everything he uploaded was gold. He was a modern militiaman, rifleman dude, and now he was also a GWAT dude, and he was in during the Global War on Terror, and he was a firefighter, and he's one of us,
yeah.
but he was never scared to not say anything on YouTube, and sometimes he, took things too far, and you know what? I mean, I break the same
Well, I mean, I
rules
think you
every
should
time.
you should speak what you believe. I mean, I'm not saying don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
it's so broad, and there's so many things wrong with it that it would take us forever.
Yeah. Yeah. I know it.
And it's like, it's to be expected, honestly. And a lot of people were asking me, like we were talking about, we were talking about the election earlier today too. Like we talked about a bunch of stuff. Me and Josh hadn't hung out in a while, so we were
Yeah. It's
basically.
good to hear you guys hung out. How did that go? How's he doing?
He's doing great, man. The reason why he hasn't been on the channel, so I think I told you this before, when we were texting, but basically for everybody else, he has a lot of family stuff going on, and he's a new dad. He adopted, and it's not a baby like this. It's like a 6-year-old, and
Mhm.
so there's just a lot of stuff he's having to go through and all that stuff, and he's just like, to do the best that I have to do, he was like, I just have to take a step back and do this. And I was like, I get it,
Yeah.
man. I'm not mad at you for it at all. I'll keep grinding and throwing it out there. And when you want to come back and do some videos, come back and do some videos, no big deal.
Yeah.
And it's hard. I mean, it's hard, but it's not hard. Like it's hard because I miss the duo, you know what I'm saying? Like I miss
Yeah.
the the banter and stuff we throw off each other and stuff like that. I miss that.
Yeah.
But in some ways it's easier to film myself versus trying to get 3 people together for a cameraman, me and Josh, you know what I'm saying? So it's a
Yeah.
little bit easier, but I do miss it.
I
And
can see that. I mean, I will say you guys make excellent content together. For everyone out there in chat, I know we got some new folks in here tonight too. If you have not subscribed to Black Diamond Guns and Gear, you need to. And they also have a podcast. It's called 76 Tuesday. I so wish I thought of that name before they did. It is an excellent name. But make sure you subscribe to their channel. And you know what? I'm actually really glad to hear, like, when the 2 dudes that I started DLD with, went their separate ways. It wasn't really a conversation of like, hey, things are just kind of crazy now, and we may like keep doing your thing, and we may come back and realign later. But
yeah,
it was just like, yeah, we can't commit to Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday for 2 to 3 hours a night. It's crazy.
right.
And maybe that has a little bit to do with like some of the added challenges to my relationship, and when my wife and I separated. But no, I didn't. She's just a psychopath. But
That'll
it's like
happen.
I envy the fact that, like, you know um he's willing to come back. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
dope that you guys have that kind of communication open.
Yeah. And I told him, like, the only thing is Josh just really sucks at communicating. He's really, really crappy at actually communicating, but he knows that.
Yeah.
But
Is he
he's
like one of those guys that's like, I'm sure Josh knows exactly what I'm thinking?
no, he's just like, I don't have time to text you. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got and his job, man, his job is crazy. He basically works for his dad, so it's like a small company, and
Hmm.
they are just they are constantly busy all the time. And recently they've had to work Saturdays and stuff because of like weather, and so it's just it's just like a couple things piled up together. Brand new family stuff. Job is going crazy, and it's just like, I just got to take time to do this. And he was like, I
Yeah.
understand if you want to go on without me. And I was like, no. I was like, I mean, I will do stuff. I was like, to keep it alive and everything, because that's just what I want to do.
Yeah.
But I was like, but if you want to come back and when you can do videos, like today, we got together today and we did a couple of videos. Like,
Oh, that one was from today?
yeah,
Nice, man.
and that was a part of it and everything. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna throw a couple out, and when he can come back, we'll do them. When he can't, I'll do them by myself. It ain't no big deal.
That's awesome, man. Hell yeah. And the end is near. Beware. I got your message. I appreciate you. And I also see that our boy Castro just joined Freedom Crew University. So heck yeah, you're gonna love it. There's a bunch of free videos there, and I think there's some that are and some that aren't. I don't think we've gone to a like totally membership based thing. Eventually, we're gonna go to just membership based, because it would cost people so much less money to just pay like whatever, a small tiny fee, per month to just download hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos because these, just for the purpose of safety, y'all, like people cannot find gun building videos anymore anywhere, and they cannot safely build firearms anymore because the information is not available. But people are still building, so people are having to unfortunately build in an unsafe manner, and it drives me crazy that YouTube, they want to play this game pretending that they're helping people. They are literally removing safety from gun building. It's crazy. Um,
The
but
funny thing is that YouTube could do away with gun content like tomorrow, and it
oh
wouldn't
yeah,
hurt them at all.
like that. Well, I think they would see it, they would feel it a little bit.
I don't know, man, because you think about like when somebody needs something or when somebody wants to see how to do something or whatever, no matter what it is, where you don't go to Google. I mean, well, you might go to Google, but it's going to bring you right to YouTube first because everybody wants to see a video on how to do it.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be on that company's website. It's going to be on, and if it is on that company's website, it's probably because they put up a YouTube video and linked it to their website. So it's like, whenever you find anything about anything to do something, to install something, to fix something, it doesn't matter. Whatever you're trying to do,
YouTube is the spot for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. And
So
Rumble's growing, but YouTube is definitely still the spot. But think of all the channels that have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 million subscribers that
there's so many, man.
that are
There's so many.
all gun related. I
But
mean,
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
yeah, I think they would feel the pain. They I think they're being forced to fall in line from all the gun lobbyist, people. But I don't. I'm trying to do my best to rid myself of cursing. I'm working on it. I
Right.
called them people instead of what I was originally going to say. The anti-gun lobbyists and all these people that are trying to force YouTube, Google, Alphabet to, rid the internet of all these people. But the crazy thing is, like, look at, okay, so I brought this up. Maybe this was on the members only live stream, but I brought this up that, and there's a topic that I want to talk about. It's Jesus, and we're going to talk about that. It's important. Just remind me that. Um, so if you guys look at, there was a time dating back like a year and a half ago, maybe actually, man, probably almost exactly 2 years ago now at this point, and NBC had like, not like an undercover investigative journalist, but a low key investigative journalist come in and start interviewing all these uh, gun builder personalities on YouTube. And they tried to interview Marine Gun Builder, P.D. Ralph, the Rogue Banshee, Pewtang, all these guys. I'm probably missing some folks, but they ended up basically interviewing, I think, P80 Ralph, which is why a lot of people call him NBC Ralph because of this. It was an NBC reporter, and they end up running this story on P80 Ralph and gun building and how YouTube says it's against their community guidelines and their terms of service, but they still allow all these people to remain on their platform. Then they sent a letter to Congress signed by the Attorney General to remove all those videos and remove all those channels. And guess what happened? Boom. A whole bunch of people were removed. Babyface P was removed. A bunch of their videos were removed. Now, a lot of them have come back since then.
Yeah.
But it was NBC, right? Now,
Yeah.
fast forward, right? Because they want to corrupt our youth. We know that for certain they want to corrupt our youth. They want to have power and control over them and us, but we're basically a lost cause to them. They cannot do anything to control us. Well, they can do very little. Except for water,
They can
food,
try. They
shelter
can try.
security. Yeah, they can try. They can use water and food as a weapon one day eventually. We'll get to that, I'm sure. But anyway, um, NBC owns Peacock, okay? Peacock, was the, streaming service for this new show called, the hotel in John Wick,
The Continental.
Continental. Yeah, the Continental. Now, this series was like 4 short series, right? And it was in the 70s, and it was when basically Winston was taking over the Continental. In the first like 5 minutes, I'm pretty sure over 100 people were murdered with machine gun fire. Easily 4,000 rounds were spent. Okay. This is NBC, right? There are clips of this uploaded to YouTube that are
Mhm.
fully monetized and rolling hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views. So in some cases, millions of views when you look at like John Wick and stuff like that. So they don't want actual good, helpful information when it comes to building guns, but
Yeah.
they want murder televised.
Yeah.
This whole thing, like Matthew McConaughey coming out and saying, like, "I don't like guns. Guns, we need to do something about this." First off, no, we don't. Secondly, I've seen you kill dozens and dozens of people with firearms, and there was a kid actually that was in the UK, and he got like so stuck on this like drill rap stuff, hip hop, where they talk about doing dirt basically, and
Doing what?
like doing dirt, like, selling drugs, killing people, things like that.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And this kid went into a trap house, stole a drug dealer's firearm, and went on a rampage and killed like a dozen kids, like acting out the murders that he heard in the music. And when he got caught, he was like thrilled because he was just so glad he was able to duplicate the murders because he was addicted to that form of entertainment, similar to with Call of Duty, with movies and shows and all this stuff. Kids are falling into the same stuff. So why are they so okay with this fake, you know, uh, like glorified actual murder, even though it's fake, right?
Yeah.
But firearm safety and gun building and things like that are totally shunned away. It
No,
just
I don't know because
boggles
that
my mind.
if it's monetized, then they're making money off of it. But if
Yeah,
our stuff is monetized, they can also make money off of it. So I don't understand. I don't understand how it's different. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
I don't get how that's different.
I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, if they're willing to now, a lot of times I will say that when I watch something and I see an ad, a lot of times my stuff will be limited, which is essentially demonetized, right? But they'll still show ads on it.
When did that turn purple?
Uh, a little bit ago. Maybe it's a sign. Hold on, I can tell you when.
That's weird.
All right,
It
let's
was this
see.
color over here. It was the same color as this one
Really? I think
when I
it's been
first turned
purple
it.
the whole time, bro.
Really?
I'm pretty show enough. All right,
Hmm.
hold on. Okay, so I got an ad on my stuff right now. Look at that. And I promise you this is not oh no, you know what? It turned purple. It probably had like a short or something.
I mean, that's a significant like change.
That is a significant change. It went from purple to purple, you know?
Hmm.
It was about 10 minutes ago. No, more. I'll tell you exactly when it was. Oh no, it wasn't that long. It was recent. Oh my goodness. It was only like 2 minutes ago.
Hmm.
That's crazy. Sorry guys, just venting. It's just been oh, hold on. Did I miss something? I'm missing something. Um I'm feeling discouraged anymore because nothing I have done seems to be appreciated and they make me feel guilty about it. Hold on. I'm missing this. We need to prep one of our people up. Hold on. Hey, DLD After Dark. Should I get a different guy rod for the 34 build? It came with a plastic one. I wouldn't think I would need a tungsten one because the longer barrel weight. I would run OEM. Polymer is totally fine unless you go over 800 rounds of rapid fire in one sitting. Mike McLuhan says, question for my boys: when you try your best to help a person out through tough times and you try to give your best 100%, And it just seems like no matter what you do, and it just seems like no matter what do you do, asking for a friend, like no matter what you do, it's never enough. Man, I've been there. Interestingly enough, I've been there on the receiving end and I've been there on the, on your end. And until a person wants to better themselves personally, it's almost impossible. And typically in those situations, you usually care more than the other individual does. You have any experience on that?
Um, I th- I just think that it's very um helpful to pray for someone.
I agree.
And but I do agree that if a person is not willing to help themselves, you really can't. I mean, what are you gonna? You can't make them do anything,
Yeah.
you know. So you pray for them, you try your best to help them out, and that's all you can do, man. The rest of it's in God's hands. He knows exactly what's going on. He
Yeah.
knows he knows the outcome of everything. So all you can do is, it says that unless you pray for it, basically, it's not going to come to you. So you just got to pray for it.
And I think, at least in my opinion, I think most people would agree that the more you pray with more people, the more frequently, more often, and with more people, the
Yep.
more that it's heard.
Yep.
Um,
2 or 3 agree.
let me ask you a question. And Mike, if you ever need to chat, man, hit me up, bro. I got you. I'm here for you. Yeah, man, vent as much as you want, man. I didn't see it at first. As soon as I saw it, I was like, whoa, hold on. And I hope you guys know a lot of times I don't see chat, right? But I care about all of you, right? Like you guys aren't just usernames to me. We some of you guys we spent years talking with each other. Like I've gotten to know kind of who you guys are, which is interesting. That's why when new people come up in here, we're like, "Yo, who even is USA?"
We should
Sure, that's a
do
great job.
a meet and greet.
Dude, I've done a few. I would like to do more. Would you be down to do one together?
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, that would be fire. That would be fire. So let me ask you a question.
Hmm.
Um, you and both myself are kind of in an interesting place where I don't want to speak for you, but let me know if you disagree with anything that I'm saying here. Um, we've always kind of believed I'm when I'm saying this, guys, think of it from the standpoint of, a husband, a father, a protector, a man that is a leader, that's carrying a gun, that, is disciplined, and also that is a caring person, a lover, one of us, right? Like who we are. We're protectors, we're, loving, caring, but also uh, practicing becoming as dangerous as we can be while also using, exercising discipline and using good judgment and being good, caring, loving people and uh, living amongst like, I don't want to put this on others, but like um, Christian like lifestyles, right? And we, you and I have always believed in God and in Jesus and we've understood religion to some degree, but you more so like the last year, maybe, and me, I'd say over the last like 4 to 6 months. Um, I think the term that you used was you have never been more on fire for Jesus than now.
Yeah.
And me personally too, I've never felt more sense of urgency to help people commit to saving their eternal souls. And because of that, in a lot of thanks, Zach. Thanks for coming in. You too. Um, in a lot of the live streams when I'm talking to people, I tell them get right with your family and get right with God. We're living in tumultuous times. Things are crazy right now. I've had a couple people hit me up, and some people just say, "Hey, thank you for saying that," right? Like, thank you for trying to lead others to at least be more present, to
Yeah.
maybe one day out in their life, the next day, the next week, the next month, you may bump into something that changes your life, and recommit to whatever, right?
Yeah.
Um, but I haven't had anyone hit me up and say, "What does it mean to get right with God?" So I wanted to kind of get your perspective and your words on what that looks like and what it means.
Oh, that's a big one, man.
It is it's a doozy.
It's so weird because I haven't been asked this question either. But I mean, I would say it's simple, but it's not. And what I mean by that is, to me, like you said, I have in my mind been a Christian my whole life. I had parents that were awesome and had instilled, good moral standing stuff, or whatever you want to call that, just
Yeah.
good things, in me. And if I didn't have them, who knows where I would be at. But I think that, and I had parents that were, churchgoers. We were there, Sunday, Wednesday, every night that and not only, even before I got old enough to even realize what I was doing, like my grandparents took me to their churches and we were there, every single time they were open, basically, and all that stuff.
Mhm.
So a lot of family, a lot of religion, a lot of Christianity, let's put it that way. Different types. I mean, my grandparents were different than, what my parents were doing and stuff. But anyway, I would say that I knew, like, so when I was like 7, like, I got saved, right?
Mhm.
And it's weird, like, um a lot of different denominations believe different things.
Mhm.
I think it's Southern Baptist. I may be wrong, but I think it's Southern Baptist, or Baptists in general, believe that uh, once you're saved, you're always saved. And so that means, basically, if you ask God to forgive you and to come into your life and your heart and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and man, and that means such weird things, but it doesn't mean what you think it means. Is all I'm saying.
Mhm.
And if you ask him to do that, then, like, you're saved, meaning he has, come into your life and you are a Christian, and and that once you've said that, you can do whatever you want because you've accepted that that's what you did, and that's what they
Mhm.
believe. Um,
And pause really quickly. I just want to
okay.
say, for anyone out there, even if you're not religious, or even if you're totally turned off from the church or from anything, I think it's probably more important that you stick around and listen to this conversation. I think it could be enlightening. So just stick around. Believers, non-believers, everyone. This is typically a gun channel and a prepping channel and a, just kind of talking smack channel, but stick around. I think this is going to be a really important conversation. So sorry, go ahead.
But I just think that, when I was younger, and man, I do not believe that I have answers to. I'm still learning myself, and I think that will always be the case. But anyway,
Yeah.
when I was younger, I said what they call the sinner's prayer, and I'm saying all this in quotations because I don't really. I think a lot of it is built up hype, and and it's really weird to say that,
How
but
so?
this is the reason why I say that. So when I was younger, I believed the stories that people would tell me, as of, Jesus came down, or he was born a virgin from a virgin. He was born into this world. He was, I didn't know this till later, the Son of Man. And, he was, God's only son. And he came here, he died,
Mhm.
because they crucified him. He rose again. He and basically, because he is Jesus, you believe in him. You believe that happened. You ask him, hey, forgive me for my sins. He does that, and then you're a
Mhm.
Christian. Like that. That's the way the story goes, right?
Mhm.
And I do believe that that's what I did when I was younger. When I
Yeah.
was 7, 8 years old, that's what I did. God, I know you're real. From what I can tell when I'm 7, 8 years old,
Yeah.
I believe you're real because I heard these stories about you basically. And,
Mhm.
please forgive me basically of everything that I've done that's bad. And that's, the gist of it. And, I was baptized when I was younger and stuff. But then, up until literally I'm 38 years old, up until that point, up until now, like I believe that it did have a huge effect on me and knowing that I believed in God because I didn't want to go to hell.
Yeah.
And that was the main reason I believed in God.
Yeah.
It wasn't because I wanted an actual relationship with
With your
God.
creator. Yeah.
It was I need to believe this so I don't go to hell.
Well, look at how we live our lives, right? Like the reason that we don't, build machine guns and SBRs and suppressors and stuff unregistered, uh, is fear of incarceration and death, right?
Yeah.
Like it's always, fear of the punishment instead of embracing the. I mean, I can tell you what it was for me when you're done, but embracing the positive side of it,
Yeah. It's just I never I didn't I'll be honest with you, I never even really thought about it until I had a kid.
Mm,
And it really hit me what John 3:16 actually meant. And
yeah,
that I think that was my turning point. Um,
and
you
tell
know,
people what you mean by that.
John 3:16 is a verse in the Bible where it says, God, man, you put me on the spot. I can't remember what it says now.
It's like for God to love the world that He gave His one begotten Son.
Yeah, God gave his only son so whoever believes in him shall never perish but have everlasting life, right?
Yeah,
So
and I
you
probably
think
still
about
butchered that too. I just don't.
yeah,
I remember the song, but not the.
but so you think about that. God sent his only son that he was going to have to earth to grow up and be 30 years old or so.
33.
33 is when he died, right? To
Mhm.
be 30, I think is when he started preaching. But anyway,
Oh
so
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and so he only had like 3 years to preach, really. But anyway, he
That's
sent his
impressive.
only
He
son.
he cleared some serious ground in 3 years, man.
Yeah. Picked his and brought his only son here to be completely tortured. But and tortured in ways that you think back in the day, like when they tortured people, like it was brutal.
Yeah,
Hanging people upside down, cutting them in half, like uh,
crucifixion
hitting
is.
them with a cat of nine tails. You know what the cat of nine tails is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the whip they whipped him with and stuff. It was basically had shards of stuff that would basically rip your flesh out every time it hit you. Like this,
Crucifixion is without a doubt, crucifixion is the most painful way to die,
and that was
period.
the last part of it.
Yeah, and that was just the end, and
Yeah.
guys, remember, like, just to show you, I think it's important to showcase just how twisted and demented, this process is when Jesus was on the cross, literally dying of thirst, um, they gave him a refreshing glass of vinegar, which is a diuretic. I mean, think of the maniacal, like twisted, like, oh, let's make him think that we're finally going to give him water, and it's going to be something that just expedites his torture, pain, and death even sooner. Like that is just torturous.
So he sent his son down here to die because he so the story goes back to basically everything. So, the world was created, sin was introduced, and yeah. So sin was introduced, and then that basically made it to where you had free will and you could choose what you were going to do, right? And God loved you so much that he sent his only son to die and be tortured for you so that you may have the chance to actually come to heaven.
Yeah.
All you have to do is follow Jesus. And everybody says, like, all you have to do is, ask him to forgive you. The thing is, you can sit there and say, God, I'm really sorry for everything I've done. I'm really sorry that I lust and watch porn all the time. I'm really sorry that I am really crappy to my wife. I'm really sorry that I do this, that, and the other. And then you wake up and do it all again the next day. That's not
Yeah.
repentance. That's remorse.
Yeah.
That's something that you feel bad for doing, and then you wake up and you do it again. Repentance is where you ask God to forgive you and you work and try to basically never do those things again because you're trying to be more like him, because he was the only perfect one that ever walked this earth.
Yeah.
And he's the one that you want to try to be like. So he's the one that you want to have a relationship with. He's the one that you are, I guess, admiring in a way. And that's repentance. And so I think when I'm 8 years old, I don't know what repentance is, basically.
Yeah.
I say those things. I say, God, forgive me for everything I've done, whatever, I repent for all my sins, and, I'm saved.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really hit you. At least it didn't me
Yeah.
until I was old enough to actually understand what was actually happening.
I've
always been morally good. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I've never been a dirtbag to people. I've treated people the way I want to be treated. Like, I've always been that way. I've always been that person.
Yeah.
And I would say that is, in a way, Christ-like, but I've done my share of dirtbag things.
Well, and most of it's up here, right? Like most of it
Absolutely.
is, your wiring and programming. And man, thinking of that, just, I feel for the new generations, because man, I mean, the world is the devil's playground more so now than it ever was. Like, at least when we were growing up, like the evil things were more hidden. You know what I mean? They were more. Now they're all operating in the open. Like,
Yeah.
it's insanity. Benchy says the wage of sin is death. Jesus was sent to pay that wage for us. Jesus was sinless, and death could not hold him. He rose from the dead and ascended back to heaven.
Yeah.
The the thing that's and mine was. I'm sorry. Did you have something else you wanted to add to it?
No, I'm reading these chats over here.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting because, like, go
Sport
ahead.
Brand says, I love how Jesus kept the party going with making water into wine, plus knowing how to build a good table and chair set.
Yeah, facts. You know,
I'm going to put this out there. Have y'all ever seen Chosen?
I haven't, but I've been told by several people to watch
I'm
it.
telling you,
Here,
watching
keep
that
going. I
show,
need to grab a drink real quick, but keep going, please.
watching that show is really weird, because watching that show puts the stories, right? It puts the stories that you've heard when you were younger and stuff like that. It puts those stories into perspective. It shows you, and there's tons of shows and there's tons of movies out there, like the old, like Charlton Heston or whoever, like the 10 Commandments or whatever. Like, there's old movies out there that are honestly boring to watch, right? So there's movies and shows out there that are boring to watch. The Chosen is the only show that I've ever seen that is, like, actually really fun to watch, and it puts Jesus in a perspective that I guess you would never think of, because it shows you kind of like in reality of, like, how he actually was. And it's weird. I've heard some pastors will say, like, if you're watching that, it's like it's what's the sin where idolatry, where you're worshiping somebody other than Jesus?
It's idolism.
Idolatry, something like that.
Idolatry, something like that. It's
Anyway, so
worshiping like false idols or whatever. Or
yeah, I've
idols.
heard some pastors saying that watching Chosen actually is that, and I'm like, I don't see how that's possible. But he said that when you pray, if you see that guy in your mind versus Jesus, that you don't really have a representation of,
Wow,
that it could be idolatry. And I was like,
that's interesting.
I don't really see anybody when I pray to God, like,
Yeah, I mean, it's the Holy Spirit, right? Like, it's interesting though. I've had a lot of people tell me that I need to watch that, and also Flying Rich told me, he never had such a clear picture of Jesus Christ and his story and his acts and things that he did and didn't do, and until he watched that, and that it
that's
opened
what I
up
was
his
just
eyes.
saying. That's what I was just saying. So this
Really?
show really
And I
puts it
promised
into
I wasn't
perspective.
listening. I didn't hear that. I promise.
This show puts it into perspective of the things that he did, and what I mean by that is basically it shows you the type of person he actually was. It does a good representation of showing you a good person, the person that he was
Well,
by the
and
acts he did, and
re
it really puts it into perspective. It really does.
yeah, I mean, I've considered watching. I just haven't made the time to do so. So, Fluffy Bunny Arsenal.
That is actually true. And yeah, what you just said is actually true. Yes,
What's that?
that Catholics are in trouble. You're right.
Yes,
So, I
yes,
mean,
and that's look. There are likely a lot of people here that may get offended, and there are people that a lot of us know and love that may get offended by this. And I apologize in advance, but I'm going to share what I believe. And what I believe is that I will never pray to anything or anyone aside from God and Jesus. I will never pray to the Virgin Mary. I will never pray to a saint. I will never pray. And I've seen the manipulation and the guilt firsthand from Catholic families hiding their kids' toys and then telling the kids, "Oh, you should pray to Saint Michael," or whoever is the one that finds stuff,
yeah,
and making their toy reappear. And it's almost like they're telling stories of Santa Claus. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's I do I think that it's
I always
it
picture Ricky Bobby's baby Jesus. Yeah,
Oh man. Oh, here Taco said, "How dare you?" I know. Look, I know some people are going to disagree, and
is what it is,
I
man.
don't think it's appropriate to pray to anybody except God and Jesus. And I'm just telling you what I feel and believe.
Yeah, this is all our beliefs. Like, if you don't believe it, that's fine. It's on you. All I'm here to do is to spread it to you. I'm just here to tell you about it. If you choose not to believe it, that's on you, man.
Dark, are you saying Santa doesn't exist now? I mean, look, I was super torn about. It's funny, we lost like 4 or 5 viewers as soon as we brought up the Catholicism thing. What about Saint Glock? Yeah, dude, or Saint Vinro. Like we joke about Saint Jordan Vinro, right? You know, but the whole thing, praying to saints and praying to the Virgin Mary, and that's blasphemy. It
Uh,
is.
DB Cooper says most folks they believe in Jesus, say they believe in Jesus, but they never taken the time to read his book.
Yeah.
The thing is, you in order for you to be a Christian or to have a relationship with God, you do not have to read the Bible. Well, and what I mean by that is you can literally sincerely ask God to forgive you and repent. And what I said, not remorse and do it over again, but actually repent and try to change completely and live as he did. And right before you die, basically, and go to heaven. Like you don't have to read a book, you don't have to be baptized, like you don't have to do any of that stuff. Is it good to do so because you want to have a relationship with God? Yes. Is it good to show what you're willing to do to learn more about him, to learn more what he did, to learn about his works, to learn what you're supposed to do? Yes, the Bible is there to help you guide you in whatever questions that you have. There's, each book will tell you different things. I can't remember what they are right off the bat, but each book addresses a certain question, like different questions. And
Yeah.
there's people out there that have actually written them down. You can Google them, you can find them. If you have any questions about, something, you literally look it up and it'll tell you what book to go to answer that question. And the Bible is there as a guideline for you to try to be as holy like he is, which you'll never be, but
Mhm.
to try to be as close to that as possible. That's what the Bible's there for. And
Yeah. Making an effort to become more Christ-like. No one will become Christ, right? It's making an effort to become more Christ-like. It's interesting thing because you're well. To hit a couple of things first. More Beta Prince says, "Dark. I couldn't agree more. I was raised Catholic, but married the woman who helped me find salvation through the Lord Jesus Christ." That's excellent. More Beta Prince. Fiberblade says they don't pray to the saints or the Virgin Mary; they pray with them. Okay, that's an interesting perspective. I was not aware of that. And
Oh,
again,
say it again. What did you say?
so he said they don't pray to the saints or to the Virgin Mary, they pray with them.
I don't see how that's a distinguished thing. Like I don't.
Yeah, I don't, and I'm just saying what I believe from my perspective, and who knows, the information that I'm just a dude on YouTube. So if I am wrong, I would be happy to eat my words. I think that from Catholicism, from the way that I understand it, could be seen by some as sacrilegious or blasphemous. I am not saying that it indeed is. I'm just saying that
I'll
some.
be honest with you. I don't know enough about it to know. I just know what I believe. I guess what I believe in. You know.
Yeah. You know what really like kicked me in the ass when in my whole life. You know what? And I'll go back. I also always, tried to do my best to be good, to be helpful and positive, and I was still a little badass, but not ever like. I mean, later on in life, I have a rough go of it, and I did some things that I'm not proud of, and a lot of times I sit back and I look at the things that I've done, and as an adult, as a man. I've assaulted people, I've beat people, I've robbed people at gunpoint, I've done drugs, I've stolen, I've, you know, fornicated, fornicated. I mean, lots of fornication, y'all. Totally just objectified women in disgusting ways that was so much fun. But also, you know, turning in evolving to the man that I am now, looking back on it, a lot of times with the drug usage and getting clean, I'm over 13 years clean, and I'm looking back at everything that I'd done, the terrible things that I'd done, and obviously, sought forgiveness and repented and not done those things again. Still struggle with a few things, but for the most part, doing my
Well, that's
best
the thing.
every
You
single day.
always will.
Yeah,
Everybody always will. You'll never be. That's so. That's the other thing
yeah.
too. You'll never be perfect. You'll never be as good as good as he was. He was perfect, right? But
Mhm.
by you trying to do that, you fall under what we consider grace. And the grace
Yep.
period that you have right now is basically because when he rose again and went to heaven and is basically saying, I'm going to come back again. Between that time and the time that he went to heaven, until he comes back, that is our grace period that we have to basically ask for forgiveness and to be as Christ-like as possible and to share his word to everybody. Like that's our grace period. That's what we're supposed to do. And so if God wasn't a gracious God,
Mhm.
everybody would be go to hell.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
because he knows that you're struggling with a certain thing and you're trying to get out of that and you're trying to work on yourself and you're trying to this
And
this
you
is
are
my,
making
this is
the
my
efforts.
example. So let's say my conviction is cursing, which it is totally. I have a horrible. Well, I have had a horrible mouth.
Mhm.
Uh, conviction is cursing, right? Not saying that cussing is a sin,
And
but
we've talked about this, and I think this is
yeah,
an important topic to hit too. Go ahead.
to me, cussing is not necessarily a sin because I obviously they didn't have the same words that we have nowadays back in the Bible and stuff like that. Like everything has changed, but cursing to me is a reflection of what you're willing to do to show who you represent. Okay. And
Mhm.
to me, it's not of me to curse and stuff like that, or it shouldn't be to make somebody's else's path get derailed because of what I said.
Yeah.
So for me, cursing is a conviction. And let's say do something that is a sin, whatever. Let's say you are trying to not sin and try not to do all this stuff, and then all of a sudden you do that because you fall back into sin, and then all of a sudden you have a car wreck and die the next 2 seconds and you haven't had time to repent yet or ask God for forgiveness. You think when you get up there, because that 2 seconds that you did that a second ago and you just died, God's gonna be like, nope, you didn't just say you repented from it, so out the hell you go.
Yeah.
No, God is a gracious God who knows that you are working with, you are trying to work and do better. So I mean, he has grace that falls upon you, knows that you are basically you know, you're working on it. You're a work
Yeah.
in progress.
I
I
mean,
don't think he's not a, I don't know how you say this.
punitive,
Yeah.
like he doesn't punish. Well, the wrath of God is mighty, and if you look at the book of Romans and the book of
Yeah.
Acts, and if you look at the book of
If you're
Revelation,
completely going against him, but if you're trying to be like him and you fall sometimes,
yes,
he knows you're going to do that. Is what I'm
yeah,
trying to say.
yeah, and it kind of ties into kind of what I was saying, just to kind of wrap that up, was like when I look back at those terrible things that I'd done as a young man. um I think like a lot of times I fall into this like, how how am I just saved, right? Like how am I just forgiven? How do I fall into that grace with all the terrible things that I've done? How is it that easy, and how and why me, and why, And then I remember about Paul. I remember about, I mean, Paul was literally hunting and killing Christians, and he wrote two-thirds of the Bible.
Yeah.
It's so those kinds of things kind of give me
There's a
peace
reason
to
why he
know.
picked those disciples, man, because he knew the story that they would have to tell. Like, look, I was this and look what I am now. I
Yeah,
was this and look what God has done to my life because he came into it and what I am now. Like, I mean, he picked those people for a reason.
yeah, yeah. And everyone out there, when we're talking about things like this, like I just want to be able to maybe share something that keeps this conversation in the forefront of your mind, so that on your own time you go have a conversation with God. You come across the Bible. You, whatever your way of worshiping is, whether you go to church or you silently pray to yourself, or you what, if we could help in any way impact one person positively, and this is where it kind of falls in. This is kind of what I was saying. Uh, when you look at the span of your life, um I forgot which book in the Bible it says, but essentially your lifetime, when you're looking at the scale of your life versus forever, okay, eternity, your eternal soul for the rest of forever, no end, okay? Your eternal soul, your life compared to your eternal soul is a tiny little blip on the radar. It is nothing. This world is not meant for us to love and worship, and the world that we're living in now has become a world that everyone and everything in power wants us to love the world, and they want us to elevate creation over creator. And recently in my church, and we've talked about this, and I talked about it with Rich and others, that he had said, when you elevate creation over creator, we are destined for hell, and I wholeheartedly believe that. And I finally
Yeah.
realized the eternal aspect of it. The rest of forever, forever, no end. Our life is nothing, and when we fall in love with the world, and we fall in love with stuff, and we fall in love with money, and when we lust for women and watch porn and fall into this bullshit that I'm sorry, to the stuff that the world wants us to fall into, we love the world. And guess what? The book of Isaiah, chapter 6, said, if a man loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Because essentially, there's nothing in the world but lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, blah, blah, blah. And I forgot how it ends exactly, but basically, those that do his work in his name will live forever,
Yeah.
eternal soul, forever.
Yeah.
So eternity was like, oh, wow. And then, of course, it's an e evolving thing, right? Like, I had a child, built a family, and then you start thinking of things like that, like John 3:16, we talked about that before, and you start looking at things differently, and then from there, this 7-year path of me having a child to where I am right now has brought me to the point where I am now, where I have never been closer to God in my entire life. someone who was raised as a Christian in a large Christian family, and all of us went to church every Sunday, and all of us were, and it wasn't until now that it was like, boom.
It's so weird when it's just like a light switch. It just clicks on, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And
And it doesn't have to be boring, you know,
that's what I'm saying.
life.
Everybody, your whole life thinks that like, oh, if you're a Christian, you can't do anything or whatever
Mhm.
and stuff like that. You're like, no, that's the difference that you don't know because you're not like this. When you're a Christian, you don't care about anything else.
Yeah.
You don't care about all the other stuff. All the other stuff doesn't matter.
Chop,
That
what's up, bro?
like it doesn't compute with me the way it does with you
Yeah.
because you're of the world and it's a completely different thing. When I'm of Jesus and I'm of having him in my life and having him in my heart and stuff like that, like it's a completely different thing. I don't care about all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it. As of right now, they're worried about, oh, what's, how am I going to do this and that and the other? You don't worry about that when you have this, when you have him in you. It's completely different. And I'll be honest with you, when I was the more you read, the more you put godly things in you and stuff like that, the more and this is me talking to myself, I've given myself a lecture because I need it too. And I don't do it enough and I should.
They
But
all
the more
forget
you
the
put
Crusades.
and,
Well, remember that there's a difference between following a religion and, that some people would say that there was some evil committed in the name of religion. And if you look at nearly every single kinetic event in the history of forever, it's usually ideals, religion, and beliefs, and that they cause that conflict. Sorry, go ahead, Josh.
yeah. But I was saying like when I was, I think I was talking about when it
Yeah,
hit.
I cut you
Oh,
off. I'm sorry.
the words. So the more you put it into your body and in your mind and stuff, the more that it's going to come out and everything. And the closer you're going to be to God, right? The more you read, the more you try to be closer to Him. You're going to get closer to Him. And I swear, one day I play drums at church, right?
Mhm.
And for the longest time, I've been playing at church for I don't know, like 5 years or something like that. And
Mhm.
this past year, this whole time I was thinking like, yeah, my tithing to church is me spending my time coming to practice, playing the songs, and helping people get into worship. And that's the way I took it. And when I was thinking about it, I was like, man, I was talking to God. I was actually at work and I was driving and I was talking to God and I was praying, whatever you want to say. I was having a conversation with him is what I was doing. And I was just like, sitting here driving, thinking, talking to him and stuff. And I was asking about tithing. I was like, I really don't know because I kind of struggle with it. And I struggle with like, does religion tell you to tithe or does God tell you to tithe? And yes, it's in the Bible. And then I was going back and forth and everything. I was like, you just tell me what to do. I was like, just if you will just tell me what to do, I'll do it. And basically as soon as I thought that to him, as soon as I had that conversation with him, it was literally like a second went by and I could hear it as plain as day, like somebody was sitting in the cab next to me talking to me. And the only thing I heard was, it's simple, just tithe. And it was the clearest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Mm.
And it blew me away. And I went, whoa, like that when I was driving, because I mean, I was the only one in the truck, and I swear it was like he was sitting right next to me.
Yeah, those.
I heard it that clearly.
Is that the first time that you felt like God has
Yes.
directly communicated with you?
Yes. That was the craziest thing.
It's a pretty impactful thing when that happens, and a lot of times, you sit back and you're like, okay, was that me? Was that my mind? Was that me? Did I somehow,
Oh no,
And
that's the thing. I've always thought that that's what would happen. That I
Mhm.
clearly knew. It was like a clear, like I said, like I literally heard him say it.
Like a message you
So clearly.
received in your head that did not originate from you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know how you can hear yourself talking to you, like when you talk to yourself, you hear your voice when you're talking to yourself, right?
Because you're
This was
putting
not me.
those thoughts in the. Yeah.
This was not
It's So,
And it happened so rapidly. It happened so rapidly and so quick. I didn't have time to think that. Is what I'm saying.
so interestingly enough, just how good, wholesome things can pop up and that's incredible that you felt that. Um, I recently had something that I didn't even realize at the time was something potentially evil occur, and it's not something that I'm willing to talk about on stream. But afterwards, I want to I want to get your feedback. When I had this happen, it was just a dream, and I talked about the dream to Rich, and he got like chills. And when I was looking at him, it literally looked like he was like tearing up in his eyes. And he said, "I think a demon came to you in your dreams." And it was terrifying just thinking about it. But a lot of it has to do kind of like low key with like kind of what's going on within our world, and how they want to normalize evil, they want to normalize sodomy, they want to normalize minor attracted persons, they want you know just all the negative evil stuff that's going on, and they want to remove our ability to fight in the name of righteousness as well, right? Like the ability, firearms, armor, ammunition, explosives, it all this, and explosives is some. Just bear with me, all. But like, uh, yeah. So anyway, we can chat about that after. But
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hear what that dream was.
yeah, it was something that was in my head that was not put in there by me, and it was scary. And it's not just like, "Ooh, spooky." It
Yeah,
was vile and disgusting and, sadistic, and,
really.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Um, but, spiritual warfare, absolutely, Benjis, absolutely. But, guys, this is the kind of thing that we're talking about when we're saying get right with God, right? Do your best to form a relationship with God. When you feel, and then I by no stretch am anywhere even remotely close to perfect. I'll never be perfect. Certainly never claim to be perfect. And I know, Josh, you would
Real
like to,
quick, Anthony
yeah,
said, "Don't follow religion, follow Jesus." That
hmm,
couldn't be the the most true statement
yeah,
because you don't want to follow somebody else's I guess like teaching or whatever. You want to follow Jesus. You want to be connected to him. You don't you want to follow Jesus. I mean that's
yeah,
you can't really expand on anything other than that. And if you are if you are wanting that, then you will figure that out, is what I'm saying.
yeah,
It's not just, "Oh God, I believe you're here. Save me. Forgive me for my sins. Okay, I'm done."
yeah.
That
And then go on,
and honestly, that
continue
was
leading
me
whatever
at
life.
7. That was me 7 when I was 7 or 8 years old. That's what I did, and that's what I
Yeah.
believed that saved me.
Hmm.
And yet, thank God that he showed me that's not it.
The funny thing is that I have met some of the toughest, most hardcore people, and a lot of them. Some have even denounced God. And I knew a kid. Um, he got shot, and he bled out, and he died right in front of me. And when he was 15, and he denounced religion. He, was raised in a religious family, and he was adamantly against it. And when he got shot in his sternum with a 9 millimeter jacketed hollow point, what do you think the word was that he was screaming until he bled out and died?
Oh God.
God, God help me. God, he was praying to God to please help him and save him, and please God not to die. And I've seen some of the toughest dudes in the world, at the moment life becomes real and death becomes close, they scream to the one and only person that may be in control,
You
which is
ever
God.
heard the expression, "There's no atheists in foxholes"?
Yeah,
It's
that's
not a more
exact.
true statement.
Yeah, that is the exact same kind of principle. And yeah,
Everybody runs from him, dude. I don't get it. Everybody runs from him, and it's because I do get it. Everybody runs from him because they think that because they are, if they are trying to be Christ-like and
mhm.
trying to do, be saved or whatever. If they have to do that, that means that they can't have fun or they can't do this or they can't do that of the world stuff. And I'm telling
Yeah,
you right now, if you just turn to him, that stuff doesn't matter.
you will have the most fulfilled life you could ever imagine. Just talk
I
to him.
mean,
Just go
yeah,
talk to him. That's it. When we're closing out a stream and we say it's time to get right with your family and get right with God, I don't think anyone means like become a Christian right now, or you're going to spend the rest of your days burning in hell, which is partially true. But what I mean is have a conversation with him, then start having a daily conversation with him, and then it just kind of explore. And you know
it's
what?
funny
Reach
how it
out.
rolls up, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. It will grow and evolve into something you that's why we're calling it a relationship. Okay. And I have never had a stream of this length focusing this much on this one topic. We at times talk about this. We at times we'll come in, we'll talk about guns for 2.5 hours and then be like, yo, guys, by the way, get right with God and stuff like that. Like we have to have more of a focus on this because I love all of you guys. I care about all of you guys. And I would not be being the person that I say that I am if I don't have these conversations allowed with you all.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
So, um, but yeah, if you guys have any questions, I'm sure Josh wouldn't mind if you reach out to him.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
you guys can reach out to me. You can reach out via Instagram,
Uh,
email.
yeah, DM and email if you want to talk to me. That's cool.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I'm going to have any answers, but I'll give you
yeah.
what I got.
Sometimes just a conversation, and sometimes when you when
I
you have
think
a
my email,
conversation.
I think my email is all over in every one of my descriptions and all my, it's blackdiamondgunsandgear@gmail.com, but
But yeah,
it's all over everything.
before we close out of here as well, do you want to talk about something new that you've had going on recently? I think it's pretty
Sure.
exciting.
So as you know, I'm a fat person. And, uh, so I got tired of not having a website that basically was not fat friendly. And
Mhm.
so I gave this idea to a friend of mine who happens to be my stepbrother. And he was like, well, why don't we just do that? I'll just make a website and you tell me what you think needs to go on it and I'll put it on it. And I said, okay, deal. So we made a website specifically for fat people and it's called fattac.com, FATTAC, fattac.com. It is not
Nice.
up and running yet, but it is getting that way. Anyway, I think I personally became famous on the internet from YouTube. Not famous, but I think my videos have gotten popular because of the way my holsters. Basically, I ran some
Yeah.
holsters with a bunch of different companies, not a bunch, three. I've ran companies with holsters that are for big guys that
Mhm.
carry appendix, right?
Yep.
You go on.
Yep.
But anyway, it's for appendix carrying if you're a big guy, and so this company fattac.com has found its own manufacturer. They are manufacturing a FatTac holster and they're going to be in and out in weeks. Like the problem I have with North Coast Tactical, love North Coast Tactical. They still work with them, still support them in every way. They are a
Yep.
custom shop and they are
They're
behind
awesome.
orders, but they're great and they are customizable like you would not believe. That's awesome. But this is a very much strictly just like nothing to it holster. I mean, it has like 5 colors. There's nothing crazy about it, but it is a sitting low holster, just like all the other holsters out there. It's called a FatTac holster. And not only that, we have extra large plates and plate carriers. That's one thing I could never find. Uh,
Yes.
so
I
he put
also found something recently that I think would be really, really, really a great addition to your site. So
okay,
we'll chat afterwards. It's a big sack.
cool.
I know how much you love sacks.
Yeah, I do a lot actually.
Yeah.
They so big extra large plates and plate carriers Even if I got extra large plates, which I could never find until I hooked up with Prime Armor and said, "Hey guys, why don't y'all make some extra large plates?" And they said, "Okay." So they made extra large plates in polyethylene, which are super light. They're like 7 pounds a piece, and they're big on you instead of being like a small, like a bib, like I look when I wear, regular plate size.
Well, hold on. They're 11. Are they the 11 by 14s? And so only
Yeah,
7 pounds?
yeah,
Dang, that
yeah.
is
They're
impressive.
level 4s.
Dang.
They're like 7.5 pounds.
What price range are those running in?
I think you can get a set for under $500.
That's actually impressive.
And
That's
they
seriously.
on me, they go at least nipple to nipple. Like, I mean, they're wide. I mean, I'll do a video on them and everything, but nipple to nipple, and they go literally right above my belly button. I mean, they are big.
So 10 by 12s don't cover all. They cover most of my vitals, but they
Yeah.
don't cover all my vitals. It
No.
looks weird.
It looks like you're wearing a bib.
Yeah, yeah, it's weird.
If I wear a normal one, it literally goes like an inch in from my nipples. So like right in here in this area. And it
Yeah,
goes down and it comes to like maybe 2.5 to 3 inches above my belly
above
button.
your belly button. Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's literally like this.
I
Like
guess they just assume they're like, oh yeah, he should survive a gut shot.
yeah. So man, I can't tell you. So large plates, they're on there, fattack.com. Like I said, they're made out of polyethylene, super light, and they're level 4 plates. They're amazing. Actually have a video where I shot them with 308 to the chest and they did nothing. I mean, it was crazy. That's on my YouTube channel.
Dang.
So those plate carriers for those things, which are like they have a minimalist plate carrier, which is amazing. I'm gonna do a video on that here soon too. And placards and stuff for everything that go on them. That they have Gideon Optics is on there. Actually, they have all their optics. So they have optics for your everything. Plate carriers, plates. They have the holster. They got what
But
else? They got?
the Gideon optics are only for fat guys. You only fat guys can order them
Only
online.
if you're fat can you order them.
Yeah. You got to send in a picture, for proof.
Yeah. But I was like, man, I want this to be a one-stop shop. But we need optics. And I was
You
like, oh
know,
wait. I hollered at Bob and he was like, yeah, get them on there.
you know what you should also consider?
What?
I know one other thing that you can add that would be a great fit. Akimbo Goon Beams. Fat
Hey, I'm
Man
down.
Goon Beams.
Yeah.
I'll connect you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it'd be great.
But
I
it's
mean,
gotta be akimbo, so that way you
we
can
are
box with them too.
absolutely my brother, or he's like, I want to add everything I can possibly add to this site. And I was like, okay. I mean, every contact that I have, I'll send over to you and you just make it happen. So
Heck
that's
yeah,
what he's
bro.
doing. He's making that site and it's going to be killer, dude. He's got apparel that we've, so I know people and he knows people that make designs. So and, and so we're just getting them together, putting up tons of designs of different kind of shirts and stuff. Like we got a Bucky's Beaver shirt holding a Glock and everything. Like it's pretty cool. We got some cool stuff on there.
That's funny.
Stickers, hats. I mean, everything you can think of.
What was I gonna say? Oh,
Blue Alpha belts. We have
yes,
Blue Alpha.
Blue Alpha. I saw those on the site. It's kind of funny. So if 10 by 12s are for every man on the planet, right? How come when I hold up a set of 8 by 10s to my 7-year-old daughter, they cover her vitals perfectly, but my big old 6 foot 250-pound ass is supposed to wear
Oh yeah.
10 by 12? Like that's insanity.
Let me show you something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. By the way, shout out to Tack Knives. Did you know that if you use code DARK on Tack Knives, you save 10% off? Just kidding. You save 20% off of your order. And also, you can get lots of dope Tack Knives. As a matter of fact, right now, they got some new. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
This is it. You can't really tell it right here, but this is a regular plate carrier, right?
That's fire. Here, let me put you on full screen.
So my belly button's like down here. This is what my belly button's way down here. This is what they're expecting to cover everything that you got.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't have the other plates down here with me, but they are a lot bigger than this. I mean,
Yeah.
it's seriously like, and
It
then
it does kinda look like a lobster bib.
yeah. So
I mean, you're in fairness, you're not a little guy and, neither am I.
yeah,
I think, I would go for the larger plates if I could. In the past.
especially because they weigh so little. Like I
Yeah.
have 500. I have that size, small size AR 500 plates
Mhm.
that weigh 30, 40 pounds when I'm putting them on. You know what I'm saying? Plus, you got
Dude,
the mags and all that stuff. Like, I mean, they're heavy.
yeah. Dude, I got 3 s I got 3 sets of, armor, right? And, 2 of them are level 4s, and one of them is,
How's all good?
level 3 steel. Um, it should if you got a Mac and you did the, update recently, come on.
Oh, but is it with FaceTime?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Camera.
but it because it's using the same camera, it'll still do it. Um, but I got 3 sets of armor. Oonce, 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 oonce. And 2 of them are level 4 ceramic plates. One of them is level 3 steel. And I know a lot of people say, "But the spalling will kill you." Well, so will 10
Yeah.
rounds to your, center mass. So,
Yeah.
I'd rather take
Oh, the
those with armor on if possible.
cool thing about these are multiple hit. Like they are rad.
Yeah. Dude,
Prime
I
armor.
I'm gonna check them out. That's fire. And, if it supports you as well, I'm all about that. Um, so, the level 3 steel plates are from CATI, which are,
Yeah,
uh, curved to the bottom.
I have
They
those.
Oh, you have the CATIs? Okay, so
Yeah.
they're curved up top, curved on the bottom, curved to the
That's
side.
that's
They
the
fit
only
you
thing I
like.
wish that the prime armors did. I wish they curved in all 4 areas, but they
Yeah,
don't.
yeah. Dude, it is a game changer. I've
Absolutely.
literally worn those for over 12 hours a day and
Yeah.
have been like felt like I wasn't carrying anything at all. Those.
Until I had this minimalist plate carrier that Prime Armor makes
Mhm.
to go with their big plates, until I had that one, I actually went and did a rifle class, and I actually wore my 500 Armor ones because they were more comfortable when they turned like that,
Wow,
uh,
yeah,
because I had a better plate carrier and those were curved. But
yeah,
now that I have this actual plate carrier for my bigger plates, I would totally take these. But I
yeah,
hear
yeah.
you. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, it's definitely not the way to go, right? From a cost perspective, cost, speed, and all that. At the time, it was like the middle of 2020. Cities were burning down, and it was like, yo, armor. It's like $85 for 2 plates. Like, just get them, right?
Yeah.
And they come with the covering and all that. But I mean, those are set up in a concealable plate carrier that, like, I could add a set of, rifle mags to it if I wanted to
Cool.
carry
Yeah.
some more ammo, but I would love to. I have the, shellback carrier. It's like a $400 carrier, and it is a great. I would love to put some full size 11 by 14s in there and actually have, like, otherwise, is it easier to buy larger plates or to lose like 100 pounds? So I'm gonna go
Doesn't
with the
matter.
larger plates.
So, well, the thing is, I've almost lost 100 pounds. I'm at 81 pounds right now that I've lost.
That's true,
And
man, and good for you,
those
by the way.
plates, no, thanks. Those plates are still small on me.
Yeah,
It's your
yeah,
stature. It has nothing to do with weight. I mean, it does have a
mhm,
lot to do with weight, but it's your stature is how you're made, man. Honestly, I mean, I'm
yeah,
more broad across the shoulders and the chest area than I am anything else,
yeah,
and that's the way most big people are, honestly. But I mean, think about it. Like, of you got a smaller, skinnier, smaller stature person, of course those plates are going to do good.
yeah, yeah. Well, make sure that we support Black Diamond Guns Gear and Josh on this new venture. It's important. He's literally taken on the manufacturing essentially in house now, and you guys are going to be able to get holsters much more quickly.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so many more
Literally 2 week
products.
turnaround. 2 week turnaround will be at your house.
Yeah, that's insane. That's you don't find that with other holster companies. So give them a shot. Give them some support. Make sure we all show love. And also, if you are a bigger dude, so many other products on his site. And
Yeah.
guess what? Most of them, even if you're not a bigger dude, they're still great products at a great price. So check them out. Let's show some love the same way that you guys support DLD hardware. And I am so grateful that all of you guys do. We got some big changes coming up to DLD hardware in the future. Next week, you got to keep an eye out. Maybe I'll say 2 weeks, but we'll see. Keep an eye out. Yeah, the pretty soon DLD hardware will be the place to go for every single part that you need for anything and
That's awesome.
everything. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to sink a lot of money into it,
By
but
the
it'll
way,
be good.
Fat Tack is we go up in sizes, up to certain sizes. We also have all the lower sizes as well, so all the way down to small.
That's important too. That's
Yeah.
important.
But we go up to big sizes. Is my point.
Yeah. And you know what? I make sure you shoot me the link and stuff like that so I can put you in my description as well.
Okay.
I know the people here when they are planning on purchasing things, they always want to do what they can to support the community first. And then if they got to go somewhere else, then they can. Shout out to Drew. I don't know if you guys heard this, but Drew heard me saying that I was gonna sell a couple guns and I was going to take him to the shop and all that. And then, he was like, you know what, let's talk. So we're talking about, I don't know, I don't want to give too much information out, but, the community is coming together to help and support. And that's what I love to see. I don't want to put, too much, of other people's business out. So I'll shut up. But, the fact that all of you guys jump in and help and contribute when you can is just amazing to me. It is literally amazing. And I appreciate all you guys. And yeah. By the way, Gerchop wants you to say hello to him.
What's up, Gerchop?
Yeah, you got to say his name. Yeah, but look, I appreciate all you guys so much. And when you guys do want to support the community, all you have to do, you have to move your mouse or your finger down to squiggle to the description, and then boom, you have a root. See, as soon as we talk about supporting the community, who do we have? We got Rudy Finney popping in there just to drop $30, man, bro. Rudy, what would I do to you without you, my guy? Thank
Dude.
you. I appreciate you, man. Rudy's killing it. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Always supporting and I love it. Thank you so much. And if you got a message to throw in there, feel free to. Yeah, click on the description, read the description, and just click the link tree. I have a link tree in there with a whole bunch of stuff, discounts, promo codes, all sorts of stuff. A lot of stuff I can't put on certain platforms. So if you need something, even if you're ordering from PSA or Brownells or Bear Creek or Arrow or Mira Safety, anywhere at all, hit me up, and I have links, codes, not codes for everything, but just hit me up. And before we fall out, anything you want to add, BDDGG, Josh?
Man, just be yourself to the people that you basically do unto others as you would like to do or have done to you.
I like it.
Because that's what God did.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically it. I mean,
facts.
There's the website, even though it's not. Oh man, it didn't. It said, oh, there it goes. No. And it said it wouldn't go through.
What's that?
The comment has failed to post DLD After Dark.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because they already took us down.
Maybe.
Thank you. And thank you, Benchy. Benchy says, thanks for the show tonight. Thank you guys, man. The fact that we had, 40, 50 people in here talking specifically about one religion is excellent. And I know I've told you guys, this is the religion that I believe in. I believe that Jesus Christ died on the cross to save me and for me and to forgive me of my sins so I can have the chance of receiving his grace and getting into heaven for my eternal soul for the rest of forever and ever and ever. Amen. I appreciate you guys sticking around. That's really important to me. And even if you guys aren't religious or are curious or, wonder what does it look like to, get right with God, as we say, hit me up, hit Josh up, and we'll go ahead and close out now. So thank you all. Guys, make sure you support Josh with fattack.com. And also, if you do want to support the show, take a look in the description. You can go through and read all that stuff. Everything from Goon Beam, tack knives, AR takedown tool, um, uh, Gideon optics, PR triggers, everything. By the way, the PR trigger, the binary trigger in the Glock is fire, dude. So much fun. It's a
Yeah, you know
blast.
what? I saw Opie had one of those. I was like, I wonder if I got one in my mailbox
You
because I
might.
haven't checked my mail today. There
You
might
might
be one.
have one. You might have one. Hit him up. Just ask him for it. I
Usually,
so I got the
usually
first one. I got the literal first one that hit the market. Aside from Bob and Jordan, they said they sent me the first one. So like 2 days later, I went right to the range with Rich, and at first it was like pa 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 pa, pa
yeah,
and it was just like just raining brass, man. It was so cool. You just kind of got to like get the groove
gotta
down,
get the rhythm.
Yeah, yeah. It's got like a cadence to it,
I did a video on it when we went to the gathering, and
Dude,
it's
I got
cool.
you know what? Well, I got it over there. Actually, here I got it right here. On the next episode of PR Triggers, what you're going to see is I'm going to put
Bye.
one in a P80 and put that thing on a breeze, and you're going to see me dumping rounds with a little
Nice.
PDW Glocka. So I'm
Heck yeah.
pumped about that. So, guys, in the end, as we close out here, remember we're living in tumultuous times. Things are crazy, crazier now more than ever, and evil is constantly trying to infiltrate into your life, your family's lives, and your hearts and minds. Right now is the time to get right with your family and to get right with God. And if anyone has a question of what that may look like, feel free to hit me up or hit Josh up. And for the men out there, we are only as good as our own standards and expectations that we hold ourselves to. Okay. Some of the rules that I like to hold myself to are as follows. Rule number one is to be kind. It's so important that we're kind in everything that we do. That brief little interaction that you have with somebody else could have a massive impact on their life. So just be kind. Rule number two is to live a life of care, compassion, contribution, give to others. When you bless others, you become blessed because the hand that's open to give is open to receive. Rule number three, because we know the only way for us to defeat evil is with good men skilled in violence. Make sure that you're becoming as highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be, and be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Josh, stick around for just a second, and we'll catch y'all on the flip side. Go subscribe to Josh's channel, Black Diamond Guns Gear, 76 Tuesday. Go to his website, just click a bunch of stuff, put it in your cart, even if you don't buy it. It'll just make him feel good.
Yeah.
See you guys. Bye.
It's not open yet, by the way.
It's not open yet, by the way. Don't do that yet. Okay. Oonts, 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 oonts. Okay, whoa, guys, this just in. So I don't know if you guys know this, but right now and right now only, you can get 20% off of your tack knives. Go to Tack Knives right now, and you too can be spraying and praying with these auto knives that are just gorgeous little pieces of machinery here. Did you know you can get 20% off at Tack Knives if you use code DARK? So go check them out. There's these just delightful little things here. This is one of my favorites. It is a dagger blade, which is dope. It's kind of got that microtique looking blade here, but also, did you know they got the little stiffy? They got the little stiffy. It's a little thickums, right? But look at that Warncliffe loving right there. This thing is great. 154 CM steel, D2 tool steel. This issue is great, guys. Just don't tell anybody that I said right now you can get 20% off by using code DARK. I love you all, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Bye bye.